What is up, everyone? Welcome to Masculine Mondays. Number
Let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. We are here to talk about Dredd, the law, the face of the law. Not with Sly Stallone, though. With the one and only Karl freaking Urban. What's
the
up,
man
everyone?
confident enough to leave his damn mask on.
Right? Pedro Pascal should take notes. Everyone should take notes from Karl Urban. Not looking for attention, just looking to give us a damn good masculine freaking film here. Trying to stay accurate to the continuity of the comics. Is it too much? Is it too much to ask?
It is, apparently. It's way too much to ask.
Right, exactly.
Nowadays,
Yeah. Thanks for everyone coming. I appreciate it. Vital Idol Raiders. Hail. I know we're Leon should be here soon. He's probably handling his pet business or fixing his hair before he comes on here. We'll see. But
Our continuing intervention with Leon.
I get it.
Right,
Hopefully he too wears a mask.
Yes.
There's a guy in this film. I was like, oh, this might be the black version of Leon.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's, like when he's after he makes the call, the warning over the loudspeaker.
The one with the Paula Abdul wig.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like he wants to be. God, I didn't make that comparison, but.
As soon as he comes on, I just turned to my wife and I was like, straight up, now tell me.
Wait. Before we just give our introductions, I have to point out one thing. This is no surprise.
Oh my God.
What? Oh my Lord.
I mean, again, not to our surprise.
Just because I'm not surprised doesn't mean I can't be disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't shock. This is just
My disappointment with you has definitely come to a middle.
Yeah. At some point, it's just. I mean, I would say maybe even by now it's just become numb. But hi, Nadia. Thanks for coming in for this discussion. I appreciate it. We will get to everyone else in the chat. But Gord, how are you, buddy? How you been?
I'm doing great. Today's been a very good day, and for no small part due to the fact that I got to watch Dredd again, which is an awesome movie. I quite enjoy this one. I enjoy it more and more every time I watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
Jesus Christ, Blue.
Wait, what?
Blue's like the all carbonated microphone over here.
How many coming off?
Gee.
Goodwin, how are you, man?
Oh, I've got some serious thunderstorms rolling through here, and given that Cox decides to disconnect when there's a light breeze and sun, we'll see if I can make it through. But yeah, I like this. But this is one of those because there was like the bad RoboCop remake, kind of around the same era.
Yeah,
and so this was one of those that came up on Prime, and I'll see if it's worth a damn, and then watch it. And was like, oh, I see you. All right, that's good work there.
Yeah. Blair, how are you, buddy?
Good evening, all. Yes, this is a really great one. I saw the first, the Sly one. I didn't really like it. This one, much an improvement. And Amazon, I hear, is now going to make a series on this. So finally, we get to see some more of this.
I mean, if it's anything like this movie, we'll get an actually good series from Amazon.
I have my doubts on whether or not
Yeah.
it's actually
Exactly.
true.
Like, not
whether
I'm
it's
going to need a
like-
bigger
but-
X button to press.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
we're actually going to get that series, but it might be for the best if Amazon's the one who's in charge.
True.
I concur.
Yep.
We actually have the correct blue collar loser
Hey,
with
what?
us this time.
Talking about.
Well, Captain Blue Collar has joined us today.
I haven't drank in a week. I'm not sure what happened last week.
Yeah, well,
Well, I believe we have some clips.
yeah. For those of you that tuned in last week for John Wick, it was an experience. I'm sure a lot of people could attest to that.
Stupid,
And,
I kept dying.
and this is what happens when you watch masculine movies and you talk about masculine things. If you're having some sort of psychological issue, you go back to being a man. So, please come.
Question your
Join.
masculinity. We'll fix that shit.
To Crab Feeder in the chat, it's not quite John Walker. I think it's more like John Crawler with all the drinking.
Yeah.
John Yager.
John E. Walker.
Speaking of the chat, we can just go through it real quick. Anthony, greetings. Good to see you, man. Of course, we got Blue in the Blair in the chat. Rio, what's up, man? I am doing well. I had a great weekend. Tiring weekend though. I actually went to Epic Universe yesterday. Spent the entire day there, and I posted on X that the Florida heat does not fuck around. Especially now, we've been going through a little bit of a crazy early heat wave here. After about 7 p.m., it was like 7:15, 7:20. It was still 92 degrees.
So it was a cool day.
Yeah, not quite 100, but thankfully I did not get burned because I was smart and I brought sunscreen and lathered up quite well. So, smash that like button, share the screen. Don't be a masculine pussy. Dax, what's up, my furry friend? One of the best mods on the planet. Lunar Lucidity, what's up, brother? How you doing? Waiting for this guy.
Well,
but
now wait a minute. I think Sherry is breaking some news here. Only learned you were a dude like a week ago, Jamalama. Look, that has not been settled. Jamma is whatever he or she needs to be.
I believe Jamma, but
trust but verify.
Shocks come to us all, apparently. Doug says, "What's up, man? How you doing?"
Don't assume their gender.
Frag monkey, salute, hail. Lavistro, what's up? Yeah, Lick said stream or stream said lick. I don't know. I don't know how to work here.
I always assumed Jamma was male. The humor didn't seem particularly female.
Damn.
There are moments. You call into question.
Moments,
perhaps.
Yeah.
Be seeing him here next week.
Nice. I met him in
Of course,
Vegas.
we got
He's a cool guy.
Mr. Jake Martin.
Oh yeah.
This was the better Dredd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
I think we can all agree to that.
Yeah, I saw the
lovely Sherry.
the Sylvester Stallone one in the theaters. Boy, was that a disappointment.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Stallone film is a better comedy.
Unintentionally, yes.
Exactly.
Unintentionally.
There were more memes that came from Sly's Dread than this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's ridiculous.
I mean, Judge Dredd is nothing if not memorable.
Oh yeah.
What's up, FWC? How about them Panthers, huh? Laying the smack down to Toronto, the Maple Leafs. Basically,
Now let's not act like that's a surprise. Haven't they wet themselves in every game 7 for as long as humans have been on the
since
earth?
1967, if my memory serves correct. You're a failed franchise for 7 decades.
Yeah, it's like me bragging that I dunked on an 8-year-old. I mean,
I'm sorry,
Personally,
dude.
I just want to commend my Dallas Stars for pegging
Mr. I appreciate it,
Winnipeg,
brother.
knocking out the Jets. Sorry, Zax, but yeah, Dallas knocking out Winnipeg. Makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Go
Lavistro,
Stars.
YouTube has done some weird shit. I found myself, I was unsubscribed to certain people sporadically. Don't know how, don't know why. But YouTube is sus. I think we all kind of know that. So,
Yeah,
what's up, Leon? How are you doing, man?
No, dude, I'm stoked. I cannot wait. I love this movie. I'm a huge Rob Schneider fan. He is peak masculinity, so I cannot wait to talk about this.
This is not the Schneider cut of Dredd.
Schneider.
Dude,
Nor
the
is
music
it
in this
Demolition
movie is
Man.
Awesome.
Well done.
Speaking of Demolition Man, I love the music in this movie. Honestly,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so well
glorious.
done.
We've had two movies in a row with fantastic soundtracks.
Yeah.
And there's certain things I recognize about this movie that are very similar, and I don't say quite identical, but they have such similar vibes to the way John Wick talks, his approach, like the music that is overlaid on certain scenes to where they are in this movie. And I'm like, yeah, I'm back. It's like, no, you're
Yeah, again,
judged.
it's
Just like
basic
this-
basic stoicism.
yeah, it's so well done. Oh shit, it's John Walker. Is it glitchy for anyone else? I don't know.
It looks good on my end. I've got it
that
up on 3
works.
different streams right now, so.
I'm here to chew gum or press X and I'm all out of gum. Love that.
Hey Nick, so now Leon's here. I want to ask panel, did anyone see this in 3D? Because this came out my sister's birthday and I saw this in 3D and it was an experience in 3D.
Nope,
No,
only saw
I
it in
never did
2D.
that.
Yeah,
I
saw
have
it
seen it in
2D.
3D, but it wasn't in a theater. I saw it on a 3D television.
Yeah.
Huh?
I do admit the 3D effects were in
Those are
the
ancient.
theater fantastic.
Remember when they were trying to make that work, the 3D television? That was the new
yeah.
gimmick.
And that's
Aren't
what
we-
sucks is some
Sorry,
films.
Sherry.
Some films it sucks, but for Dredd, especially the slow motion scenes with Mama and like the water effects and the drugs, that in 3D was fantastic.
Well, unlike
Bro,
most
3D
of the movies that came out in 3D, Dredd actually was made to be in 3D.
That's what
Like
I'm
that
saying.
was the intent from the outset, and there's not really a lot of those that came. Like Avatar was, Gravity was, Dredd was, maybe
Yeah.
a couple others, but most of them that came out with the 3D option, it was just like an extra coat of paint was put on it.
Yeah.
And those are the kinds that give you like horrible headaches.
Well, or the
But when
ones
3D
where
TVs were a thing, like I remember buying the game Science Generations, and plastered on the game case cover was like playable in 3D on your 3D television. I was like, who the fuck is playing that? Like,
My Hobbit Blu-ray is a 3D one as well.
Yeah.
Ibex.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is like this one, they don't go over the top of the look. This is definitely shot because you should be watching this in 3D, right? It's still perfectly viewable, and there's no real BS.
I had no idea it was a 3D movie as too.
Yeah,
I'll never forget the one scene when the person gets shot in the cheek. When their cheek explodes, it's all in 3D. I was in the theater like, holy shit, this is better than Avatar. Because
yeah.
mean,
The
it's
slow
the
the
se-
slow mo probably looks really good in the 3D.
Oh,
well,
it was
this
amazing.
movie being 3D is probably one of the things that killed it, because the 2D showings were rare. Like most showings were 3D.
So it, like bad marketing and terrible distribution killed this movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it streaming. I never saw it in theaters.
Yeah,
But to be honest, dumb audiences have to be partially to blame too. I mean, if it's any indicator of the severely diminishing standards of the audience, Thunderbolts is 0.5
Mad
higher
Negro?
on IMDb than this movie is. So don't ever let anyone tell you that audiences aren't easier to please these days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the one thing is that I mean, Dredd. The first one was, I mean, it had a large enough audience because it's Stallone, and you just go see Stallone do Stallone things. But the character itself, I mean, 2000 AD wasn't a hugely successful magazine, so a lot of people were unaware of the story or even who Judge Dredd was.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I haven't even read the comics either up in that point. So like, I only knew about the Sylvester Stallone version, which again I'd watched a couple times on the way, but I liked this so much better after seeing it, and like especially after seeing Karl Urban in a couple prior films. Right, he was in the what was it? The I'm forgetting the name with Vin Diesel. That sequel.
Chronicles
the-
Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah, he was in that sequel.
Vatko.
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah.
Yep. And obviously,
Ghost Ship. I think it might be
Ghost
the
Ship?
first thing I know. Like between that and Lord of the Rings,
Lord
those
of
are
the
the first
Rings,
things I
right?
saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Gord members. One season of Fox was Almost Human. That was a really good show, and they canceled that, man. Oh, he was so good in that show.
So-
I
Jacob,
didn't.
how you doing,
I never
man?
saw Almost Human.
Really?
When do you guys think that we're going to get the Henry Cavill remake of this?
Really does.
Because as Paul so generously pointed out in my chat before this, Henry Cavill is doing his best to dethrone Karl Urban as the king of the nerd actors. Like,
I think he would obviously do a great job. I mean, it's you obviously have to have a strong jawline, and you have to do this like thing with your mouth that just
Perma frown.
yeah. I mean, you could definitely hear the times when Karl Urban talks, and it's like he could play Wolverine for sure, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
Like he could pull it off, but
Yeah.
He almost has a jawline as strong as Bella Ramsey's.
Almost.
Almost.
I mean,
I actually
Hey,
prefer
guys.
I prefer the movies where he's a farmer and he's Carl Burl.
Yeah.
Carl Rural. Oh,
Now,
geez.
listen, Nick, I've seen so much concept art of him as Wolverine, and I guess at one point he was rumored to play Wolverine as a variant.
Yeah,
of it.
he was. He was, which I would have been okay with it. I think it's just a matter of
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman wasn't ready to hang up the claws, and even when he did, it's a problem with the fact that no movies were being made with the X-Men. So it's like unfortunate that he never or anyone else had the chance to do so. But I think at that point, age-wise, he probably would have been good. I forget how old he is now, but obviously just his impact from like The Boys and he's kind of like the only tolerable thing I appreciate from the boys at this point. But even then, like you don't see a lot of him, and like his whole storyline's just been screwed up. So we're not even going to mess with that whole crap. But
that's more concern. I know Leon's a gamer with Mortal Kombat too. I like Karl; he's awesome, and I like Johnny Cage. But Karl is 52 years old.
I don't care. He's gonna be perfect in that movie. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying. I mean, but I don't want to see Johnny Cage at 50 years old, dude.
where are you, Karl?
Well, I would maybe agree with you if I thought Karl Urban looked 50 or couldn't be made to look younger than he is. I mean, because I think he can still pull it off. I'm willing to give him a chance, just for the credibility of Mortal Kombat.
I'm still gonna watch it, but just these
I mean,
franchises.
I do agree actually with Toxic that Urban's playing Bones. He's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's right, because that
one of the few redeeming qualities
2008
of those movies.
or 9 when that first Star Trek movie
Whoa,
came
whoa,
out.
whoa! Are you trying to tell me that Simon Pegg isn't the best part?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah.
And he's just
Simon Pegg is very
same as
quickly
everybody.
becoming Kevin Smith.
If he hasn't already, yes. British
Agreed.
Kevin Smith, 100%.
Take the cornetto out of his hand. What do you have?
Agreed, Dax. Agreed. We'll see what happens with Mortal Kombat 2 for sure, but
I unironically like the first Mortal Kombat, like the of the new ones. Like,
I mean, don't
There's
get
a
me wrong,
lot
I
of
liked
good
it,
stuff,
but
and there's a lot of fun stuff in the first one. It has a ton of problems, but
100%.
Right.
it's an enjoyable. It doesn't have like the campy charm of the first one, but it has some things about it that, I mean, like Kano is fantastic in that movie.
Dude,
Kano
it
is
so
great.
well done.
Kano's
Yeah.
awesome in that movie. They should have just had him be the whole. He should have been the main character. Forget that retard they had as the main character.
yeah,
Damn
what
it.
was it, like
Kano.
Brad or
Damn it,
something?
I'm a
Or
judge, not a doctor.
Brandon? What was that dude's name? The main guy.
Homer?
Cole.
I don't
Cole
know.
was
What's
his
up,
name.
Waylon?
Cole.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, man?
Yeah. I can tell you that Mortal Kombat 2 sucks.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that movie's terrible.
It's fucking painful.
The damn animalities.
Oh, the old
Annihilation.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the old
Yes.
The only Mortal Kombat 2 in existence
Yeah.
thus
Wow.
far.
I saw it in theaters too, and was like, "What?" Even back in the '90s, I'm like, "What is this animation?"
Oh my gosh, that is one of the most low effort things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Hi,
because
Pouty.
the first of the OG Mortal Kombats is ironically kind of fine. Like
Oh,
in terms
I
of
agree
the,
with
It
that.
Hell
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Goro too, because the animatronics on Goro and Johnny Cage punched him in the nuts. Those are $500 sunglasses.
That was the
Look at
fun one. That was the fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frag just watched the first one tonight. All right, yeah. See, there we go.
Christopher Lambert is hamming it up too.
was that the guy that played Raiden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steaks.
Yeah, I was
Who
just
doesn't
waiting
eat
for him to
steak?
say there can be only one. Be great.
Your soul is mine.
Your soul is mine. All right, let's jump into this
I got this in 4K
meat
too.
bag of a wagon.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they just say call meat wagon. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking masculine in and of itself.
Yeah. We got Piper recycling.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just throw out
That's
the
just-
pretense. We know what this thing does.
Exactly,
Where's
yeah.
the
Yeah.
meat?
Yeah, somebody runs around the streets going, Soylent Green's made of people. No shit.
Right. Yeah, right.
We know.
It's also great that HK47 from the KOTOR game, just calls people meat bags. I mean, he's not wrong either. Arguably some of the best dialogue in that game. But so Dredd. The Dredd in this, or sorry, the masculinity in Dredd in this movie. I think obviously just he has zero ego, right? It's just I strive for duty without applause. I don't care, obviously, aside from the credit that is given to me for the result and the work that I do for the law. And it's like he doesn't ever try to be the hero. Like all he just needs to be is the wall between order and chaos. And if you get close to that wall as chaos, like you're gonna get checked real quick. Maybe thrown in a cube, or wind up dead. So there's not a lot of characters in this movie. The main characters are obviously Dredd himself. We've got the rookie Anderson. We've got Mama, Kay, and then the corrupt judges. So I like the fact that this movie doesn't try to go overboard with the amount of characters in it. It's very simple. It's just very like, boom, 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 boom. Here are the characters you need to know about, to focus on, because the film itself is only 90 minutes. which is great. You know, it's not like it's a 2.5 hour Dredd film. And
It
it's trying to
feels
build
longer,
something.
but in a good way. Like like
Yeah.
it's just a lot of times, like, oh, this movie is too long. No, this movie feels longer than 90 minutes because it is unrelenting and like they've got to traverse this tower. They've got to get to the top, and like it's not a slog to get there. You
Well, it
feel
is.
like yeah,
But not from the audience standpoint, right?
Exactly.
But you understand, you
Not
carry
from
the
audience
weight.
perspective,
Yeah.
but you as the audience member feel the weight of how long this must take, because clearly this is not an hour and a half real time. This shit's probably like 8 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes place within a day, and you don't need to drag it out. Because at that point, I think we'd have had a lot more problems. And not that we're going to get into the plot holes of this movie, but there are some.
Oh, yes.
And even though the channel is Plot Strikes Back, this is Masculine Mondays, so we're going to avoid the plot holes. And
We're just talking about the masculinity. Let's go.
yeah, and I know Vex covered this movie yesterday morning on her stream, and which we
Yeah, but
confirmed-
Vex can get fucked. She's a woman. She doesn't understand this movie.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean,
Well, she did praise it.
There's a woman character.
she does
in
pray.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure Vex would
couple.
have been here on this panel if she was able to. But that being said, there's plenty of women out there who appreciate.
You heard me,
masculinity.
Janet.
Well, like I said, Nick, I mean, this is my sister Jamie, her birthday. That's why like Blair said, the marketing was
Hey,
shit.
Selena.
But we saw this on Jamie's birthday, and she walked out. She loves this film.
Yeah,
As one should.
yeah. I don't know a lot of women that don't like this film, and if they don't, well,
Well,
find
women
a new
appreciate masculinity even if they don't
Yeah.
understand it.
one. That exactly.
On top of me, I have a new nephew now. She has 2 sons, and yeah, this is the kind of film that my current nephew's 14 watches this stuff. He likes Godzilla and Dragon Ball Z.
Hi,
And it's,
Molly.
you know, my sister raises my nephew well.
Molly Kyle
Women-
understands the assignment.
Yeah.
That's why she's
does.
here, so we can explain
Exactly.
it to her.
Exactly. So he obviously embodies masculine stoicism principle, right? Is very willing to dish out the consequences. And, he definitely leads by example, especially pertaining to Anderson, who he takes under his wing. Not that he really wanted to, but in lieu of high command, he has to do it. And we're going to dive into this basically opening pursuit and judgment here from our boy Dredd. And it's kind of cool because we see him having to chase down these perps. Got a clip to play that is basically him on his motorcycle being a complete badass. And yeah, I mean, he understands what's happening here between them doing drugs and killing innocent civilians.
Control. Perps just wiped out an innocent. I'm taking him down.
Right? It's that simple. You break the law, you kill an innocent, I'm coming after you. I'm gonna get you. So I think this opening sequence here is just showing that the masculinity that Dredd has, like, he doesn't hesitate to jump into the action. It's just his unwavering commitment to the justice system. He doesn't dish out sympathy. He doesn't care about you being a perp or what sort of performance you might put on. He'd be like, no, don't arrest me, don't shoot me. Like, he doesn't give a shit about any of that. But he does care about, perps hurting innocents.
Well,
I
don't
have some
even know if
questions
it's-
to get to, but
I don't know if it's about care so much. Well, I mean, at least not in the sense that it's about the people he's saving. Like, I almost think like the people he's saving is just kind of an extension of just what he does. Because there's a scene not too long after this where he shoots that guy has the woman hostage. And she's profusely thanking him, and he has just no reaction to her whatsoever. He's kind of, to the best of his ability, he's the embodiment of the letter of the law, like, to the most literal extent you can be. He delves it out, like, objectively, to where it's just like it's dispassionate. It's like, yep, this is what I do. I am here to delve out justice. When he sees them hit the innocent, it's not necessarily that, oh my gosh, these horrible people just killed an innocent person. It's just like, punishment for what they just did is death. That's my. Nah, I'm
Yeah, I mean, it's an escalation of crime, right?
Yes.
Previously, they're driving under the influence, and that's going to have a thing. Then they kill someone. Okay, that's it. I'm taking him down now. And
Yep.
I love Central's like, do you need backup? Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, Daxnar says it best in the comments. Says lawful neutral.
Yep.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't
Almost
know he
says
doesn't
it best because
care,
he spelled
but
neutral wrong.
Yeah.
He's not a avenging cop. He does have the ability to judge people and sentence them. So he's,
well, it's a matter of like, I guess I should say like care, like, these two perps are dead right here. He just kind of looks inside. He's like, yep. Oh, well, moving on. Cause it's like, zero emotion, but to your point, when he saves Rosa, at the end here, like, I think he does appreciate at some point, but I think he's done this for so long.
Well, this is his arc, kind of. His arc kind of is finding, like, because he's not like so over the top to where he has no humanity whatsoever, because there are moments where he reacts to certain things in certain ways, in more or less human fashion. It's just a lot of that has been stripped away from him, and kind of what he gets back over the course of this movie is a little bit more humanity because of his interaction with Anderson. Like, that's kind of what she adds to him over the course of the film.
Well,
This movie would not work without Anderson. She is so integral.
Exactly.
She is the heart and soul of this film.
Agreed.
yes.
Well, I think this is kind of a bigger thing, and I was thinking about saying it toward the end, but I think that so Dredd doesn't. It's not so much regaining humanity. He begins to take on agency, because prior to that, it's essentially the law is the law, and he is merely the enforcement method, right? That all of the moral decision making is done by the law. The end, right? At the end, he actually has to take on and make the decision himself, right? That's him taking on responsibility for what is right and what is wrong, not just it is the law. Because Anderson should have flunked.
Yeah, and she even recognizes that.
Right.
Like she knows the problems, the failures that she's fallen under.
Right.
Right.
But at that point, Dredd realizes that doing right isn't merely doing the law, enforcing the law. That there's something larger than that, right? That the discretion and those decisions are what makes things right.
Because
and he decides that he's going to start exercising it.
Because she wasn't even supposed to be on the road. She didn't even pass the tests.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like because there's a biblical principle that's akin to this, where
she can't,
like when the Pharisees are questioning Christ about, if one of your, if like somebody, would you heal someone on the Sabbath? And he goes, well, if one of your sheep fell into a pit on the Sabbath, would you not save him? How much more important is a man than a sheep? Basically, the idea is that if you are so rigid about the law, you can forget why it's there.
Right. Well, and it's outsourcing, your ethics and morality to simply, I'm following the letter of the law at the end, not why it's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just to, further talk about this scene and how it all sort of opens, right? And I guess some questions that I kind of came up with is, do you think that, with the narration of how setting the stage of what Mega City is, how many millions of people are in this vast city between was it Boston and DC, right? Like, I mean, there's more people jammed into that than there are the entire United States right now, just for sort of like this imaginary comparison. And it's sort of like, do you think he loves the world that he guards, or
No, he doesn't. He makes it clear, right, that he, when he gives the crime stats to Anderson, right, he's like, that we can only respond to, what is it, 6%. Like maybe 18? It's this small number. That's all we can do, right? And I think he's aware he's fighting a losing battle, right? Exactly. The judges are 100%. Losing, but that doesn't stop him from actually doing it anyway, right? Because that's what you do. That there has to be some sort of order in society, and even if it's a losing cause, all right, but I'm the one that's willing to make that fight.
Yeah, and that's one thing this film doesn't delve into, I guess, a little bit more in the Stallone version, but this one, the Karl Urban Dredd, that he's been doing this, I mean, we assume since birth. This is all he knows.
Was already raised to do, yeah.
Well, and like once Lex comes in at some point, right? He's like the Judge Dredd, like, or even when he approaches Mama, and it's like,
1 million
do you
credits.
know the judge? She's like, no. And it's like
I
1
do.
million credits. Like that's all you need to know. And it's just, that says so much with that limited dialogue, which is also, great in and of itself. But I think he's been doing
Well,
this
and then his
for-
mocking of Dredd at the end, like really the great Judge Dredd,
great
and,
Judge
and
Dredd.
you're just
Yeah.
trying to get a few more seconds of life, by
I expected
wait.
more from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He calls him weak, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Dude just took an armor-piercing round through the side of his torso. I mean,
Right, but he's saying he's morally weak, right? That
that's
Dredd,
all
for all of
true,
his
yeah.
posing about you care about and justice and this and that, whatever. At the end, when you know you're going to die, and you knew you were going to die, right? That's what's going to happen as a judge. This is 1 in 6 judges don't survive their initial evaluation trip, right? But that's really looking down on him, because Dredd has this reputation as being like an absolute, right? That there's no give to him. He is the law embodied, and he would never care about whether he lived a little longer, and that's why Lex is so disappointed in him, right? And is calling him out.
Yeah.
Then he realizes, oh shit, no, that wasn't what you're talking about.
Not to mention, too, Dredd, almost like John Wick. Dredd's almost like, his reputation is almost like supernatural.
Yeah.
That's what John Wick means, because we realize John is very powerful, but John also, he's not the Baba Yaga is a myth. Like, they amp him up to be the supernatural being. Dredd is still just a guy. I mean, he's very good, but he's not bulletproof. The guy can be killed.
right.
Yeah. Well, who do you kill? Who do you send to kill the boogeyman, the Baba Yaga? Who do you send to arrest him afterwards? Judge Dredd.
Yeah. Who's messed up? Dredd. Yeah, and I do think in terms of what he feels is necessary is this sort of sacrifice, for his humanity and for duty, and just he doesn't really care about the recognition. Again, like I'm sure he's gotten a ton of it over the course of his career, but
Well, the movie implies that when everyone talks about him, it's like, oh, the great Judge Dredd. Oh, I mean, the movie very much implies that he is the poster child for being a judge.
Yeah. And again, going back to John Wick, where, obviously he has this, stoicism and, doesn't talk a lot, doesn't have to say a lot either. And it's, just made me think again where this masculine power is seemingly more effective when it's quiet and absolute. But there again, obviously loud masculinity works too, but I think, having these two films back to back can just emphasize on the importance of just being like, quiet, subtle, but extremely powerful. And he's able to make a ton of statements without having to be, again, very loud at that point. And
Well said.
yeah, any other thoughts about this particular?
I
scene
like,
here?
because you're shit at negotiating, and it's like, son, you don't understand what's going on here, do you?
We're not negotiating.
No.
Yeah, and I believe I've got a nice little clip here for our perp who fled the scene.
Yeah, I heard you, hot shot. What? I said, hot shot.
It's great.
It's so great. It's such a one line. You see his face, just like I said. There's no humor, no like deadpan. He's just so fucking serious.
Yeah.
And yet that was pretty funny.
That's what I'm
Yes, it
saying,
was.
Gordon. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think we missed at times, where it's not trying to be funny. You know who could take a nice note of this? Marvel.
All of it, all of Marvel,
Yeah.
and mostly all movies made in the last 10 years.
I think
Yes.
I'd be fine with Dredd just killing everyone in Marvel.
Yes.
That's the
Just
crossover we
Dredd
need.
gets
through 'em
sent to the MCU.
That's the multiverse one we need. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm willing to
the
send
actual-
Dredd to clean up Disney.
Also,
Sure.
yes.
in multiple ways.
Yes.
In multiple ways. So in this next scene is where Dredd meets Anderson, our rookie, and he's assigned to oversee her. And who is she? She's a psychic. She has empathy. She has compassion, which is just great because this creates this yin and yang between them, right? And while she is a woman, she understands what's expected of her because she's a judge, right? She has a duty, to serve and protect, basically. So I really enjoyed this opening sequence, and there's a scene that we'll get to, and I want to talk a little bit more, and I have a clip on, but he's not afraid to critique her, and she does a good job by essentially doing what she's told, listening to him, obviously, as he's being a leader, but she's also being a good student here, and he's testing her in multiple ways. I mean, she's getting thrown in the deep end, right? This isn't just some small street arrest. Like you're about to enter a world of shit here, Anderson. And I think, through this whole scene here, he's able to display like the mentorship. Obviously there are standards that he has, and emotion is not one of them, but I think to his perspective, like, he's firm, but fair in his assessment, which isn't just in this one scene because it happens throughout the entire movie. But what do you guys think?
When I saw this, I was a big fan of the anime slash manga Naruto, which I'm pretty sure you said you've read, Nick.
Yes, yeah.
So do you remember the very beginning of the series when Naruto and Sakura Sasuke, they very first become ninja, and Kakashi's going to be their teacher? There's this this little excerpt of like one of the other teachers being like, "Wait, Kakashi's going to be the one giving them the test. He's never passed anyone ever." And the only reason they end up passing is because they were the very first to ever disobey him. It's like, yeah, that disobedience is the kind of like, sometimes that is necessary for the end goal. And that's the crux of the culmination of how this movie ends is, that's the sort of the learning experience for Dredd. He would never have passed her if it weren't for the fact that her belief in the law, but her disobedience to do the right, to at the end is like, it makes him reevaluate things. And that's another semblance of masculinity, is that like, you can't be stuck in your ways. You have to sit there and reassess. Okay, maybe I looked at this situation wrong, or this instance wrong. I have to take myself out of it, and have the humility or the judgment for this movie to reassess the situation. So I love that about this movie. And again, it's not I picked up on just because, again, when I first saw this, I was a big fan of that anime. I was like, oh, I see some similar veins here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about Dredd is that there's no emotion or bias. I mean, he raises his issues. Command says this is what's going to be. Okay, then I use the objective rules. And it's why he tells her, do these things. It's an automatic fail, right? Mm-hmm. Gives her the dump or whatever.
You lose your gun, it's automatic fail, and she loses her gun, but he still passes her. But why does he pass her? Because
later on there's kind of a meeting that she gets harder. He then realizes that there's more than one way to do it, and just strict adherence to the law.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to point out exactly.
Right. But that's also the kind of starting out at the beginning. He's telling you these are the objective things. If these happen, you're done. Period. It's not my judgment, right? It's not my choice. It's not because I don't like you because you're a mutant, which you shouldn't, be as a judge. The rules are specifically against that. That you got in here even though you scored 3 below the mandatory physical assessments, which means you shouldn't be here. But he's like, no, you're here. This is what's required. That's it. It's him outsourcing his judgment, right, to the law or to the rules. But there's an abdication of agency when you do that, right? That when you simply let the rules make the decisions, you're not making decisions, right? You're outsourcing that agency to something else. That's what changes with Dredd by the end.
Yeah, I agree.
One good bit of dialogue I liked in that part was where the chief judge asks, what she, how many people are in the room, and she says 2. They're both judges, and when she describes Dredd, she says that she senses, anger, but control, but something behind it, and then they don't let her say specifically what. I like that they kind of let you imagine what that might be. It allows you to not necessarily like self-insert, but at least interpret it a certain way. And granted, I think there's maybe a limited number of options. But
exactly, Saber.
It adds an interesting layer to him that can be very personal to the viewer.
Yep.
100%, and that's exactly the film, or sorry, the scene that I was referring to, Gord. So it's there's so much that is said there, and I'll just play the clip real quick, and we'll maybe talk a little bit more about what that extra thing is that she didn't get to say.
Another judge. I can feel anger and control, but there's something else, something behind the control, something almost. Okay, Anderson. That'll do.
Yeah,
Old
it's
SWAT.
yeah. So what do you, based on what we know, and obviously after watching this movie again, like what do we think that extra thing is, and do we think it actually fits this masculine nature? Because the first two things she mentioned obviously does, but what do you think that third thing might have been?
I think the third thing is programming, because
Yeah.
that's part of what Dredd is, right? And no, it doesn't actually match masculinity, because part of masculinity is being responsible for the choices you make and understanding what you're doing, right? If you're simply a tool, then you don't
Okay,
have
there you go.
agency, right?
I'm glad you said a tool, because like I was gonna agree with you, but I would, rather than programming, which I guess is technically correct to the lore of the, like, comics and stuff. That's not really mentioned, if I recall, in this movie. So I would have said like he's a pawn, and then that's what he's angry about. So like
Right, but
what,
she's reading his personality, right? And so that the only way that you really
Low
get to that
40K.
is that there's a certain amount of programming involved, right? That he's simply, I follow the law, that's it. There's anger there, yeah, but it's controlled because, of course,
I guess the reason I was having an issue with programming was because, like, someone mentioned earlier in the chat that, like, he is a clone of a super soldier, and like while that might be comic accurate, that's never brought up in this. Like, there's
Yeah.
True.
so to use the word, like, because in the books he is literally programmed, not like social programming or conditioning. Like, there's literal programming in him, but that's never really expounded on in this movie. So it was a way to delineate between the film and the actual comic book.
yeah, but I mean,
honestly
his
don't-
behavior is very conditioned.
Yeah,
See, I look
one,
at
yeah.
programming as more of an extension of control, so I don't think it's that at all. And especially based on his reaction, he kind of dips his head a bit. I would lean towards something more like sadness.
Or empathy or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it could. I mean, like she says something almost, and I was like, maybe sad or something, like maybe
Yeah,
that's-
melancholy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there is like
Melancholy.
I just lean towards it being something a little bit more human behind the facade, but like basic. But I mean, there's a lot of different things you could apply to that. But yeah, I guess programming, I would just lump in with control, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the control that she's reading is like he has it. The programming underneath is not something that's necessarily him, which is one of the reasons that the boss is the one that goes, okay, that's enough. You don't need to look any further. It isn't Dredd that says anything.
Yeah.
I agree with White here. This is a nice self-contained movie. Dredd is Dredd. He's been
Yeah.
Dredd for a while.
Yep.
It's not a beginning origin story crap,
Yep.
Yeah. That's why the 90 minutes is so tight for, because it's not 45 minutes of constant backstory and explanation. Dredd just is. He exists.
Exactly.
It's an efficient 90-minute story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But he does change from
Oh,
what
yeah.
he was and the legend about him. And he's been him for a while. It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
But the
Well, it's
fact
like-
that this changes him is interesting.
Yeah, because Lex says he's been doing this for 20 plus years. So it's like my imagination was that he's known, like Dredd's been there before that time. So, yeah, I mean, for him not to have some sort of actual change and arc throughout this movie would have just been terrible writing. But I agree. It's just a good
Actually,
story.
I mean, you have to justify the hell out of it because he's been the same man for 20 plus years. Why the hell he suddenly changing now? Right?
Yeah.
You have to earn it with the story and what's going on, which they do. Kudos to them.
Yeah, and she earns his respect.
Yes.
At the end.
She also has an arc and changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's interesting is there's it's a line later in the movie, which I'm sure we'll get to, where she talks about with in relation to another character, this might be the one difference I ultimately do make, and it's like, in a way it is, but it's the difference that she makes is on him, and it's a small one. I like that the movie doesn't go overboard with that.
Yes.
With his change, it's a subtle change, but it's like she has had an effect on him. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, that's good. That speaks volumes, when you have a character this, set in his way.
Yeah, Dredd. We don't need Dredd to suddenly have. I'm gonna go to therapy and let's talk about my peels and all that stuff. Right? It's the action.
Right.
The action speaks very loud.
Yeah.
Right? That suddenly he doesn't just do the thing that the rules demand.
I mean, like when he's such a well-established, embodiment of stoicism. Like if he did anything so much as like sympathetically touch her shoulder, it would be wildly
Oh, it would just
out
shatter
of
it.
place.
Yeah, it
It'd
would
be
just
like,
shatter it. Yeah,
what?
just like.
Why would you? It'd be the kind of thing Disney would do.
Yeah, it was like, did they
Disney
shoot him
would
in the
do
balls
something
at some
like that.
point? Did we miss that part?
Yeah.
Like people would justifiably throw a fit if he did that. It's like, nope, you
Yeah.
can't do that. That's not
Yeah.
Dredd. Don't do that.
Yep. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, I think they're great for each other, and you could say she's like an anomaly for his life because of this sort of profound effect that she's had on him. Again, this yin and yang, which obviously we know that he wasn't expecting. Never did he probably think at any point in time that, hey, there's going to be this psychic judge to come into the force to be part of the law, but also that I'm going to have under my wing, and then as I go throughout just a normal routine, call, she's going to have this sort of effect on me. Like it's honestly one of the best things about this.
It's a great
this
thing because
movie.
it's a good mentorship too. He is her training officer. She is there to learn from him, and
Yeah.
she does. But he learns a little from her too. And like you say, it's not a massive change. She doesn't, crack a smile or, suddenly get a cat and have a pet or something, weird. It's just,
Right.
Yeah, it's a subtle thing if you're not paying attention. It is a massive thing actually, given how Dredd has been established.
right.
Right, that the law, the rules, that's it. Right,
Yeah,
and everything is that.
Yeah, it's like if you have a massive boulder in front of you, you might only have pushed it an inch, but pushing it an inch is a massive accomplishment.
And the fact it moved at all, when you're like, how many centuries has that thing been sitting in that very place?
Yep. Agreed. So the next interesting part, which is kind of where everything just goes to hell for both of our judges here, is and I was starting to show it when they're inside the peach trees, and because of Mama, and I agree to what Dak said, she is one hell of a villain. And,
Oh, yeah.
Which Lena Headey, she does a great job at. Obviously, from seeing how much of a nasty woman she was in Game of Thrones.
Cersei Lannister got nothing on Mama.
But yeah,
Oh, boy.
I think Mama is far more vicious than Cersei Lannister. So
She's honestly a top tier female villain.
She is.
She really
yeah,
is
she
one of
is.
the best female villains I've seen.
And
Well, I think because she brings that special villainy that women can do, that men don't necessarily. I mean,
You mean
it's
petty?
not like it's not. Well, all of that and a bag of chips. Also, let me emasculate you with my teeth. Have some of that. But the thing about her is that she intimidates everyone, even though everybody in that room could kick her ass physically.
Yeah, it's like,
Right?
I mean, because the understanding would have to be, it's like, okay, because that's true, she would have to overcompensate. So
Crazy
how does
wife
she
here.
often punish? Flays them, throws them. It's like she does things to people or has things done to people
Yes.
that are utterly horrifying.
Yeah.
So it's like she knows,
I mean, we
she
literally
knows how
see
to
it.
do what
She
she does.
takes Homeboy's eyes near the end.
I say,
Well, yeah, you
fact-
see it actually at the bebeginning
Yeah,
when
I
she's
showed it a
taking
little
over. Yeah.
We all know who this guy is, right? The actor,
Yeah,
Listen.
Hux from
General
Star
fucking
Wars.
Hux. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna name one of his, one of the roles where he's not terrible, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you thought he was emasculated here, wait till you see him in Star Wars.
Yeah. Say he is much better here being emasculated than in Star Wars. But you feel bad for him because he's scarred literally, and she just toys with him the entire time, and I mean it's brutal.
He gets kind of the worst of this whole fucking movie. Like,
He does.
He
does. Because her whole thing now is to, get.
see, this is making me think of Mama, and that Mama is just like the cinema interpretation now of Kathleen Kennedy.
She is. In a lot of ways.
That's how
Yeah.
this is how she rules. This is
My
how
God.
she rules Disney.
Yeah, she gets out the Karen bit, puts it in your belly button, and says, "I think we're going to have some rewrites, right?"
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, basically in this, so they have a hostage, but she's trying to lock down everything, right? And I mean, I do feel bad for him. I mean, up until the end, like he's super scared when they finally get to him, and we'll just jump ahead just briefly, but when Anderson, uses her psychic ability and just knows what he's gone through and was just like, fuck it, no, I'm making my judge right here, because she does the right thing. As much as you said, like there's a difference between abiding by what he would do as a judgment, but also based on what we're doing as a person, and for humanity and what is right. So it's honestly a great thing to see, and as they're
Yeah, there's a difference between the law and justice.
And she
Right,
actually tells that to
exactly.
him too.
Right.
Until this period is over, I'm still an acting judge, and this is my judgment.
Yeah.
I know why you said that, Molly. I appreciate it. I told you I would do it at some point. But 12 serious crime reports a minute, 17,000 per day. Yeah. So like, there's only so much you can do.
Jesus.
Just hearing these numbers, man. Oh.
What the, Chicago? What the?
Yeah, they don't have 800 million in Chicago.
Dredd with a Trump voice filter would put this movie at 11 out of 10.
Crimes maybe, but not people.
You broke the law.
Also, it was a
I'm here to judge.
Lose your gun. It's an automatic fail.
what's it to 96% unemployment rate. That's Chicago.
I said,
Yeah, right.
hot shot.
Hot shot. It's a great
shot.
one.
I'm very big with the hot shots.
I said,
Huge.
China.
There are a lot of nasty gangs here. We're going to come through. We're going to get rid of them all. We're going to send them back.
We're gonna make you
Restore
great.
Gonna make
order to
peach
the
trees great again.
Peach trees, yeah. Make
He
peach
puts
trees
a-
great again.
I'm here to put a tariff on that
MBPGA.
$1 million bounty. You're all
That's
trying to
right.
collect.
There you go.
It's like he says, Puerto Rico,
Puerto Rico.
peach tree. It's got a Florida vibe.
He
with my
walks
home
around with this guy.
Mar-a-Lago.
Look at my African American over here.
Yeah.
He's the best.
I'm very big with the African Americans.
Hold on. We're gonna get rid of the. We're gonna find a nice spot for the homeless.
Yeah, you
Not
will.
in
The
jail.
homeless will become a spot when that door comes down.
That's even, he says that these people die like, when you're falling. You fall at 1% speed in your mind. Could you imagine falling at 1% speed to your
Yeah,
death?
slow-mo, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, oh, by the way, they hit them with slow mo while they're playing them.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That was the
God.
really cruel part.
Yeah,
a special level of hell.
100%. I one thing I love this red and black aesthetic here. Like it looks so freaking cool.
yeah.
Now we don't talk about a lot about that in this stream here, but it just fits the vibe. Like it definitely adds to this like masculinity perspective of what's happening here on screen. And again, this is where shit starts to hit the fan, right? But I think through this whole part, Dredd is showing his masculinity by being calm under fire here, right? Like, Mama is basically at this point in time telling everyone in the peace trees, get your guns, hide your wife, hide your kids, literally. And, they're going to come after him. So like the entire block is just about to rain hell on Dredd here, but he shows his leadership through his steadiness, his steadfastness. And it's like literally his presence and his persona, like his aura that helps holds the mission together. Now, granted, we'll get to it later on, but Anderson does her part. Like as you mentioned, Gord, or I think it was Leon. This mission would not have been successful, and Dredd would have surely died if it wasn't for Anderson. So the role she plays in this is super pivotal.
Absolutely. I do also like the fact that this isn't the the look at me, I'm Schwarzenegger and I can take on everything, everywhere, and
Like
and I have
Commando.
no fear,
Commando.
right? Yeah, Commando. That Dredd is aware. I mean, you see him kind of moving and watching. He's aware of his surroundings, and he's noticing the people
Amen.
reacting. And he's like, okay, we need to get elsewhere, right? Because this is a poor tactical situation I have at the moment. That's again the intelligent understanding of using violence and being aware of what your limitations are, but not ever questioning whether he's going to enforce the law. Right?
I do love
That's just
their.
non-negotiable.
Sorry. I was just gonna say I love that he uses a line from RoboCop from Ed 209 where he says you have 20
Yes.
seconds to
You have
comply.
20 seconds
I was
to
like,
comply.
I know that.
I was like, I see you, Ed.
Yeah, and he says the guy, the fat one, says you've got 5 seconds, and he's like, thanks for letting me know. Like,
Yeah,
Heads up.
yeah, bang bang.
Yeah, and I think because of the power dynamic that is shifted here, where Dredd has such control wherever he goes most of the time, but because of this shift in power and Mama controlling and locking down the whole building, he has to therefore control himself and in the direction of their mission now. And so like where it was just to go in, answer the call. Now it's like, okay, we need to survive. And, and in the process, not break down mentally, physically, emotionally. The whole thing is just awesome to see just unfold, because if you never watched this, or this is your first time watching it, you're kind of like, okay, like they're in a shitstorm of a mess. How are they going to get out of it? Right. And again, masculinity helps pave the way, lead the way, because if Dredd was not as masculine as he was, even I think with the help that Anderson provides, they would have failed. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
Well, I think this scene in particular is also him. Okay, I need to know who I have with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you made a judgment. You need to carry out sentence, right? And she sits there and pauses for a bit, and he's watching the whole time. She
Yep.
pulls the trigger, and he's like, "Okay." So
this is her first firefight too. I mean,
Yeah.
this is her first day on the job, and all of a sudden she's in a massive shootout.
Right?
Yeah, but he's like, "You're a judge. I need to know if you're a judge or if you are just a weight, and I can't depend
Yes.
on you to do things."
I like that, because when they throw the stun grenade and the smoke's up and everyone's just kind of, stunned. She has no problem gunning down certain people. It's when she has to look a person in the eye and he looks like he's begging that she pauses for that moment.
Fucking
But
women.
yeah,
Well, I mean, it's another thing. It's one thing to do it in self-defense. It's another thing to be very cold and calculating about what you're doing and then do it. Also, Jamma, stop watching your fetish porn while we're streaming.
Shocking. Yeah, Rossi, Christina finally had that last dose of masculinity going through her veins and is back. We back.
Also,
I don't care what that bitch
Hi,
said. It
Lemon.
wasn't me.
and plus, you guys said like Nick to him adapting, because right here the scene with her, he goes, "Well, I've been wondering why you left your helmet behind." And she goes, "Well, sir, because the helmet's messed my psychic ability." He's like, "Yeah, but I'm sure a bullet would have interfered."
Yeah,
more,
a
right?"
bullet will do it worse.
Dude, yes.
But the thing is, but the funny part is her psychic abilities pays off so much later on that, so but at this point he doesn't realize how valuable she is, and how valuable her abilities are.
Yeah. And I'll play this clip here, but again, just the fact that he is seeing her mature as they go is obviously something that he's taking note of, because again, she's on constant assessment, and it's like if she dies, well, obviously she's really failed. But even for the sake of having her deal with something like this.
What are you waiting for, rookie? His crime is attempted murder of a judge. His sentence is death.
Yes, sir.
Like there's slight hesitation, but I think it's just her processing what she's about to do.
Yeah.
She doesn't
She
wanna
gets a bigger
disappoint him.
taste of the consequences of that a little later.
well, like
Right.
Mario said, before it's self-defense. Here it's like, nope, this is where you're doing what Dredd does. You're dealing it out objectively. It's like, this has nothing to do with your feelings. He did this. He has to die. Do it.
Yep.
Yep. Agreed. And the other interesting part that I think I wanted to get to at some point later on, but he mentions that he's concerned here, right? And he says, where she's like, where are you going? If I'm not back, get to this, find safety. I forgot where he says to get to, but the important part here is he says, if I'm not back and you get captive, you might want to consider taking your own life here, because if
you don't want to get taken alive.
Right. Yeah. You get taken alive is far worse. And we obviously, spoiler alert, that does happen. But the conversation that she has with Kay here is also quite interesting, because you're seeing more of this other side of maybe toxic masculinity from him having to, say some weird shit like, oh, like you don't even know what it's like in my mind, and we'll get to that in a moment here. But
that guy really went down a bad path after his buddy in Remember the Titans got paralyzed. He went down a bad road.
Yeah,
Damn, good
I like him in that movie though. Left side, strong side.
That was a good movie.
He was in the Wire too. He was Avon Barksdale.
Yeah.
Left side might have been the strong side, but not the bottom half.
It's pure evil.
Yeah. Well, I'm pulling up this next spot here. We got 115 people watching.
My God.
Nice.
You all fucking rock.
Yes, you do.
You guys fucking
Every
rock.
one of y'all need to hit that subscribe button.
Also,
Yes.
Every single
Or
one.
you're
bonus
feminine
points.
and gay.
Bonus points to Dax and R for making a Jack Burton reference.
If we're not by Dawn, call the president.
Call the president.
That's the
If
ultimate.
I'm
match.
not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
That's right.
You're great. I don't care what Leon says about you, Dax. You're great.
Yeah.
I just think you're neat.
What's the movie where it's like, if we're not back in 5 minutes, you come and get me. You don't leave me. Or now it's his line instead of the normal. You go on without me.
I'm gonna look it
Oh,
up.
right. Oh.
I'll look it up for you.
No, I don't know.
All right, look it up.
So I'm looking up right now because I remember
Jake,
that
you
line.
rock.
too. Can't remember
Mods,
the
you all
movie.
rock. Everyone watching, you all rock. Appreciate it. All the likes.
It seems like it's a Harrison Ford line.
It might be. Get off my plane. We'll cover
No,
that
not
at
that.
some point. Okay. While Blue's looking that up, it's this continuation where
Ace Ventura is what I'm getting when I Google it.
Well, no, that's the one that I quoted.
Okay.
Jay's referring to another one. I know I've heard the line he brought up too. I can't
Yeah.
remember where.
Because the expectation is, you go on without me. You come back. You get me out of here.
No, you come
You
get
come
me.
after me.
Oh, it's from Drive 2011. It says movie quote is, "If we take more than 5 minutes, come and get me."
No, that's not it.
Oh, that's what I'm finding right now from Drive. Well,
Drive?
it's in Drive, the one with Ryan Gosling.
Ryan
Yeah,
Gosling.
I'm aware that that's not it. No, this is.
the tone of that line is very different.
No, it's
from
very
what-
different.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking.
Interesting. So while Dredd has gone off, and we'll get to that discovery of his in a second here, Anderson has been left behind with Kay. And he's trying to play mind games with him, which it's really interesting because,
This is smart. Again, we have smart villains
yeah, he
doing fairly smart
understands.
things.
Right, he understands like what he can potentially try to do because
She's psychic.
He's a man, and he finds out that she's a psychic, and Dredd's just like, "Yeah, I trust you. We'll see if you can survive holding a hostage, our captive." And as he turns the corner,
Block party.
he sees this. Yeah, YouTube
It
did not
is
like that
so
long
weird
clip.
seeing that clip and the bullets not be a
God.
bunch of gifties because of ABF.
Yeah, that's the ABF gifties.
I just grew more facial hair. My God.
Yeah, I know, right? I love how they bolt these things down and,
Well, it's interesting because they've got 3 Gatling guns, right? And they still didn't kill him. It's like it's very interesting because it's like a skill issue at that point. Like you guys get sucked, and she even takes over at one point. And I'm like, what are you gonna do that the other guys haven't
I think
done
it's
yet?
just her. I think it's kind of an interesting contrast between her and Dredd is that she likes, like, she's taking a bit of agency there. I think she just likes. It's not an, because you could
Yeah.
get the impression that she's just the one who's handing out the assignments to her goons. It's like, no, she enjoys doing this.
Yeah.
She likes killing.
Well, and she has to,
Yeah.
right? She has to demonstrate that. Otherwise, the men around her are going to question.
It's
whether
like the
she's
story of
actually-
that pirate empress, that Chinese pirate empress. Good one's a history. He probably knows what I'm talking about. But there was this this gal who, like, her husband was a feared pirate captain, and he was eventually, like, caught and killed. So she took command of his crew, but, like, to show that she was the one in charge, she was merciless to her crew,
Yeah.
to the point where, like, the Chinese government waged war on her, and they just, like, let's call it a tie and let her keep pirating.
Mhm.
They shit on out.
I wish I could remember her name.
I know
Yeah.
the
Well, the other
story.
thing is, remember, they don't know they haven't killed Dredd. They're
Right.
being thorough. They didn't go and
Jing
check.
Yisao.
and-
That was her name, Jing Yisao.
He does come back, so she didn't have to use that bullet to take herself out. But yeah, you're right. Like, they're being thorough. They're trying to just waste as much as they can on that floor, and they obviously don't give a shit if any of the civilians, any of the residents there die because they're evil people.
They do die.
Yeah, they definitely get mowed down. And luckily, Dredd is able to find a hole in the wall and explode it a little bit further, and so they make just a brief moment of escape here, because now that they're outside of the jam range, they can actually send a signal back to HQ for backup. Right? I think they call it the 1024, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's this is interesting because he's not like running away from the fight, but he's being smart because he understands that there's a lot of danger facing him from 3 Gatling guns here. So he's just trying to survive to fight a few minutes later here, but he's being efficient. He's still maintaining his duty, and he does offer retribution without some theatrics here. Momentarily, right? Because as they have to go back in, as he says, and it's like, well, that sucks. But he does find a gentleman, and he does this.
That was her second in command too.
Yeah. So homeboy just got tossed off.
I let him go.
Yeah. I had to let him go.
I had to let him go. For those of you that watched,
I lied.
I lied. Some Commando references. But yeah, again, like, this just shows Dredd being lawful and having to do what's necessary. And
Well, there's another thing, and it was my wife and I were talking about it while watching it. There's a lot of very masculine, like figuring out what the pecking order is, right? And
Yes.
and who you are, right? The fact that Dredd takes homeboy, just tosses him like garbage, and immediately turns around and shows his back to Mama is punk, right? You just got punked.
Yep.
I don't consider you a threat. I'll show you my back. What's up? Walk
Yeah.
back
Yep.
and see if I can find any more to toss out.
He's whipped
Yeah,
it
that
out.
wasn't
Yeah.
that wasn't mere justice. He sent his own message.
Yeah, that's a message. It's, I am the dominant dog in this yard. Let's go.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm the
absolutely.
mama now.
Yeah, who's the mama?
With Dredd's not. He's not saying it. He's not yelling. He's showing it. He's doing it.
Yes. Yes, he doesn't have to say a word.
And I've
Again,
had,
that dismissal is more of a punking than you could ever do with words.
I've had so many conversations with Goodwin about this, where it's like when you have to walk into the room and tell everybody, brag that you're the toughest guy in the fucking room. Trust me.
Wait.
There you go.
Yep. You're not.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Mama tries to escalate this whole thing through chaos and just using the Gatling guns. But Dredd shows this power move by, again, like as we just said, turning his back, tossing your second in command off, and it's like no, I'm moving the ball back to my side of the court. Like, I'm reestablishing order here because I'm not afraid of you. I don't give a shit who you are or who you say you are. I'm going to bring justice to you, as he states later on. But again, he's just showing that the true power, I think, lies with the one who reacts with better clarity and not fear, which was something I thought about too. Like,
again,
they were looking for them and had not found them yet. And then she hears all that ruckus going on. Dredd's like, "Here I am, and here's what I'm gonna do."
He's not scared of her, but he knows there's danger.
Right.
He takes
again,
that serious.
But
he's
that,
not like
the message is again, there's the difference, and it's when you talk about like the toxic form of masculinity, it's just violence for the sake of violence, or without restraints, just doing whatever the hell you do. The dangerous violence, the one that actually gets shit done and is far more masculine, is the rational application of violence, right? That's what Dredd is doing. Dredd isn't just flailing around, shoot everything, and look at me, and I'm flexing my muscles. He's like, no, I'm going to do it smarter and more purposeful. Yes. And again, I'm just going to walk out, toss your homeboy, and go back and see if you sent any more in there that I can find and toss them out as well.
Yeah.
And that's when Mama realizes, this guy ain't playing.
Gemma, you definitely need to see this movie.
Yes.
Prophetic.
Janet, what?
Your balls will drop further.
I think this would probably be a good question for ABF.
It doesn't have to get to 200 levels. They're not firing up. They're firing across.
True.
Or would you say how many feet of concrete? I forgot what it was, though. The music, though. Yeah, that was also something
Isn't that line
YouTube's a hell of a bitch for copyright.
Like
that's a reference to the ending when he's throwing her out. And again, that's about the height of the building.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like she's got that transmitter, and she's saying, if this goes off, it's going to blow up. And he's basically like, let's test the range on that thing. Do you think it can reach that far? He's like, we're like a kilometer up.
Nice one, man.
And there's all this concrete. He's like, you really think that's going to reach here? Let's find out.
Yeah. I mean, given the shell casings that are coming out of that, it looks like 7.62.
Yeah.
But given that those things are probably firing 6,000 rounds a minute, you could chew up some concrete.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I wanted to play this clip as well from the previous scene.
I was trying to shock you out of thinking about this.
What are you thinking about now, huh?
just because she's not taking a shit, even though he's trying to play mind games with her. But
wait, that's what he was thinking of? Her on the toilet?
I do like when
maybe you making me a sandwich.
He thinks he's embarrassing her, and she just totally destroys him. Shit.
Yeah, he the last part of that thought was like, and you ran out of toilet paper.
Oh my God! And nobody's there. You ask, and nobody's there to hand you say nothing.
I don't have she hears, I don't have a square to spare.
To spare you, bitch.
God, I love that. Nope,
good old Seinfeld reference.
I can't spare a square.
So the fact that they escape leads into, I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is this interrogation between Dredd and Kay, and it just shows this psychological dominance here because, again, Dredd fucks him up a bit, and it was probably a few seconds away from killing him, and you're probably just breaking his neck and choking him to death. But it's this, I don't know, almost like this sort of allowance that Dredd just, he allows Anderson to take over. Call it a test.
Yeah, because I don't think there's really any danger of him killing him. I think he wants it to look that way because he has interrogated before. There is the line earlier where Mama says if they're going to interrogate him, he's going to talk. Basically, that implies that the judges are pretty harsh with it. He's just getting started, and then she just says, "Hey, you don't even need. We don't even. Why?" She's just like, "Why waste time?" Pretty much. You don't need to do any of this. Just let me have a minute.
Well, not only that, but I forget where it was in the film, but he says, "Do you want to cut him loose?" Like he's ready to. He was okay with killing her, or sorry, with killing him, but she was like, "No, let's keep him." So the fact that he's still alive at this point is because of Anderson, and obviously, like they could have killed him now. Like what do they need him with?
I don't know that that's the case, because one of the things that Dredd says when she does the mind reading stuff is that 99% isn't
Admissible.
enough, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have this guy on a death sentence crime.
Yeah.
He's taking him
Yeah.
for interrogation, right?
Yeah. It's here he realizes, okay, this guy clearly knows something, which granted, he's probably already started to put that together. He's just letting him know here. He's like, they didn't lock this down until we had you. So
What do you
we know
know?
that. So
Yeah.
what is it you know? Why are you so valuable? But yeah, he didn't have him on that charge. So it's like, it's cut him loose was more just about him being a liability. But he's like, no, do you really want to let him go?
So do you think?
Well, I think that's a test for Anderson more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So do you think because, again, Masculinity, Dredd is being intimidating through this certainty, not so much like, pure aggression, but do you think that by allowing by allowing Anderson to take over here, do you think he's showing some mercy on Kay?
No, he's looking for clarity. He wants information. He wants to know what's going on. Even if it's not legal,
Right.
in that he could actually judge him, it is information that he can use.
Exactly.
And that's what he's doing now. He's in okay, we have to deal with this situation. And oh, by the way, I still have my prisoner. And so I need to get out of here or survive with my prisoner so that justice can be done.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I've got some clips here, but this the way she turns this around, like he thinks through this mind game that he's playing with her, like that he has the leverage, but she is the leverage here.
Yeah,
and
this is her world. He thinks
yeah.
that he's in charge. He's not.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty great. I got a couple clips that we can play.
If you're talking about my fucked up head versus your fucked up head is gonna lose. Figure that would shut you up.
Yeah.
I think. How'd that turn out for you?
Yeah, it was quite interesting for him to go that route and to think that, well, by having something to shut you up with, that would do the trick. But it
Yeah, it's like, hey, don't you know Mama? Do you not know the backstory from Mama?
And then there's a continuation with this.
And I can play mind games too. We haven't even started.
Yeah. Lesson number
Nice.
1. Don't fuck
Boy,
with her.
she turned masculine.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
why
he turned feminine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, she actually turned extremely masculine there.
Yeah.
And he just got bitch made, so
Yeah.
quite interesting turn of events here. And the other interesting part, excuse me, is when she does get the information.
Got it. Peachtree's is the manufacturing base for all the slow-mo in Mega City 1.
When a dude pisses himself,
Boy.
especially because of a woman,
Very not masculine.
That's how you know you're in.
you lose
Yeah,
your man
yeah.
card. Your man card is thus taken away permanently. So,
I just think that he had some antifreeze in his pocket. He's got a car he's dealing with later. It probably took a bullet, and then it was leaking. That's what it
Sure.
was.
What's up, OSD?
I mean,
Well,
I know
cute
these
ones
are
are
all
always the
killers, but
freakiest.
I kind of feel like she's guilty of a thought crime.
Yes.
Well, could it be a thought crime of hers? No.
Well, it was in his head. It
Yeah.
may have been her thoughts, but
Right. Yeah.
Oh, thank God this isn't Marvel and Xavier. She would have snapped his neck.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Thought.
Here comes Wanda.
What a terrible movie.
Yes.
Good to see him die again in Doomsday.
All right. Yeah. The next thing I want to talk about could be controversial, could be quite interesting, but
Oh,
it
boy.
involves kids with guns.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best kinds of kids.
Yeah.
I know we hear a lot about that.
I feel seen.
In our reality, and I never had
It's
a
a great
problem.
song by the Gorillas.
Nick, have you seen that thing on Twitter? He showed this guy training his 12-year-old girl with the blonde hair and she's got the earbuds on. She's dual wielding pistols.
Yeah,
I have.
love that. Love that clip.
Yes. Little girl's badass.
Yeah, that's very very fatherly. Sorry, Gordon.
Hello.
Oh.
Pumpkinhead. So kids with guns. What is this scene? Basically, Dredd and Anderson are moving through the building after they've gotten their information. And just when it seems like they're about to go in the right direction, go further up to Mama's level, these two young, stupid-ass kids are tailing two judges, thinking that, oh, well, why didn't you get the jump on them? Why didn't you shoot them? Like, oh, no, it's okay. We'll do it in just a second. And they say, freeze, right?
As one does.
As one does. But they don't. And what's great here is Dredd actually shows self-restraint, even when this violence is right in his face. And it would be legally justified. Like he reads them the law. Like, where do you want to go? You want to go in a juvie cube, or do you want to end up in a body bag?
Juvenile court's in session.
Right.
Yeah.
Send him in
See,
a
and this
body
is why
bag,
this movie is
Johnny.
100% inferior to the 10 out of 10 M. Night Shyamalan classic, The Happening, where they actually kill kids.
He's looking at them. He's
I
like, "You
hate you, Leon."
all thought you had the drop on me, but I have you, Dredd to rights."
Oh,
Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Also, that one kid has a Desert Eagle.
Man, whoever mentions The Happening, holy shit.
Yeah. Not that kid.
Yeah, it's the black one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is all distracting.
Yeah, it's Dredd. So he just goes, "You're stunned, bang, 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 sit down."
You could argue that's a little bit of a character moment that he chose to stun rather than kill. He had every reason why he could have just killed them.
Yeah, they threatened the judge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we don't know the juvenile laws. Yeah. Come on.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You pull a gun out.
We don't know just how bad those juvie cubes are.
Yeah.
We don't. But she's also very screwed now, as he says. Like, you're so screwed. But to talk more about on the kids, like and the masculinity here in this scene, like again, he's able to show self-restraint. It's not so much about the domination that he can, and we know that he can portray here. I don't know why this fucking thing keeps popping up.
Hey, Gord, what do you call a young troublemaking Israelite?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Do tell.
A juvenile delinquent.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I knew juvenile would make its way in. I just wanted to see the full phrase.
So
well done, my Yamakaz.
You're giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Look at Hook's comment. Oh, Shiza.
That's an evil, it's an evil pumpkin.
So this is about having control, having discernment and discipline. He could have just killed both of them, but he doesn't. In a way, I think he does show some mercy here, even in a violent setting.
Definitely.
I think it's a costly choice that he's forced to make because of them being stupid. His rookie Anderson, she gets basically captured now. She's the prey. And everything that's kind of been looming up to this point with the mind games, she's now having to think about, some bad stuff might happen to me, but Thankfully it doesn't.
Yeah, do I have to kill myself? Is what's going through her head right now.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah, except she doesn't have a gun anymore.
Right.
Yeah, her gun's been taken away. Now she's lost. She's
And
failed her assessment.
Yeah, and I will say I think the true discipline and the power that Dredd shows here is not by like this like asserting his dominance by killing 2 kids, right? Like they aren't really a threat to him, but he obviously isn't afraid, and he's also not merciful to a certain extent because he does this.
Freeze!
Why?
Why what?
Why should I freeze?
Because otherwise, I'll shoot you.
With the safety on?
It isn't.
How do you want it, kids? Body bags or juve cubes? Makes no difference to me.
It would have been
that's like,
that
one
easy
thing I
to
would
take them
disagree
out.
with you on is that they are a threat to him.
Yeah, they are pulling they're
Well,
pulling
They're
triggers
definitely
now.
a threat to
Sure.
him. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not as much of a threat as like a
But they're
Superman
dumb
shooting at
kids.
him would be.
And
he
But
knows
they're dumb
That's why I'm
kids.
like, I look at that as a character moment. It's like he had every right to kill them.
But that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But like but he's like, again, they're kids. Like what? I mean, obviously you could say like they don't have any accuracy, which they didn't. But because he did a role that took a second, and they were firing like way past him still, and he's able to just say, take the time to set to stun and then take them both out.
Man, I ain't dependent on your incompetence to keep me alive.
I don't know, but
Yeah, it's
$10
like
for the black kid got the harsher sentence.
He got the extra stun.
He got the extra 5 years in the juvie cube.
I mean, Dredd wasn't eating on his neck.
I mean, he was carrying a Desert Eagle, which, as we know, can shoot through anything. He may
I
have
know.
brought the entire building down if he fired that thing, recklessly.
I'm also surprised he didn't fly back from firing the deagle.
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kid should have been on his ass, and then who knows what would have happened. At
I
that
think
point.
I think that's like a 357 Deagle. It's not the 50 AE.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because that thing would weigh as much as a kid.
But it does show, Dredd's
No, you
humanity.
cannot.
The Dredd's not a robot because, most people would have shot in a situation, shot both of them. And Dredd does show some restraint for once so far in the film. And this is, we're almost an hour into the film and he's showing some changes.
Right. Yeah. And, as he's.
I don't know, fuck them kids. More dead kids in movies.
Yeah, I wanted him to go full Samuel L. Jackson. I'm tired of these motherfucking kids and these motherfucking peach trees.
I wanted him to only shoot the black one.
Oh my god.
What do I agree with, Gord?
My.
So bad.
Oh, look at that. 3 new subscribers. I'm not even joking.
Really?
You're welcome.
Racism for the win.
Appreciate you.
Casual racism? Why? I don't mind if I do.
I truly hate Leon.
How about good cop versus dirty cops? Or I should say, good law against bad law.
Tale's old as time, man.
Tale as old as time. It's a tale. It's a good tale, but it's a tale that's old as time. My time.
I got like
the only
Magnum
time.
Force vibes. Seeing
Yeah,
these 4.
yeah.
Friend of the king. Love you, Sammy.
That's what's scary, Nick, is because I like the fact Leon breaks this down that it gets so disgusting nowadays because this film came out in 2025. Oh, look, it's corrupt cops, some kind of political message. No, it's just a fucking movie.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that there are times and places.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm in a singles bar, then hitting on women is fine. If I'm at a funeral, it's a bit different. And so the same thing when you're doing movies, you go, you know what? This is just the audience is already primed. This is going to trigger. Maybe I should shut the hell up and pick a different way to do something.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jay, but it's nowadays it's so disgusting where it's like certain people would read into this being some kind of political message where it's like, oh, the corrupt cops, some kind of like right wing ideology. Like, no, it's a fucking Dredd movie. Calm down, dude.
Yeah, and the state is cesspool anyway, and it's falling apart. So it would.
That's
track.
because there's not enough social programs, Blair. Stop it. And didn't you hear the unemployment rate for the peach trees? It's
Better
all
take 'em.
understandable.
Good night, Chip.
Delta Force 2, Dredd 2, Judge. R.I.P. To the medical doctor here. You know, guy was just trying to do the right thing, ends up taking a bullet to the head.
He probably he saw these four and he probably thought, oh, my guy's got some hope now. And he hears them talking and saying, and he's like, whoa, wait, but that's not how it happened. Everything.
Well, they say, were you willing to testify? Yes, I am.
Bang.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
I also love no pause, no look around, no anything, right? Are you willing to justify that? Yes, I am. Pop.
Yeah. And for those of you that are unaware of what's happening here in this part of the movie, Mama has bribed these four judges.
She's called 911.
911, baby.
Called 911.
Whoa.
$1 million.
Man, anybody was right. 911 is a joke in your town. Oh, sorry, it's Public Enemy.
Yeah.
This movie is a MAGA wet dream, though. All the bad dudes, all the bad guys are black dudes, white women, and the one bad guy that's a straight white male is the victim, and he gets off without, like, her taking him in.
Dear God.
This is the Trumpiest movie ever. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Wait, what are you talking about? Lexus White?
He's only making sex with him drunk.
Yeah, Lex is white.
Okay, fair enough.
You race trader.
Token, you can have one token white bad guy.
We'll say he's
By
just
the way,
gay
can we
for
highlight the fact
representation.
that this is one of the best modern movie weapons?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It
Their
is.
guns
100%.
are freaking awesome.
It's not the Fifth Element, mind you, but still.
You could do silencers, all the different types of.
Also, the Hague can
Elemental
get the hell
damage.
up and leave because Judge Dredd carries white phosphorus in his gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a socioeconomic factors. Yeah.
White phosphorus is the supreme phosphorus.
It is. You light up my life.
Yeah. So they all have to split up, and he sees Can here, right, or Khan. Khan. Not the wrath
King?
of Khan, because this Khan is not wrathful whatsoever.
Well, he tries.
He
Gets the upper hand at first.
He does try. That is true.
I like that they didn't drag this out too long either.
Exactly.
Like he managed. It's like it's a believable mistake on the other judge's part, and he picks up on it very quickly. I'm like,
Yep.
I really liked that.
Back in the days of good writing and tight scripts.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Well,
Yeah,
again, I mean, it's so much easier to write well when you have very constrained stakes. Right?
Yeah.
You know, not, oh my God, universe-ending thing. Let me hop in the multiverse. No, I'm in a fight with this guy in this hallway. That's it. I better do that well.
And plus, too, I mean, this is, by all accounts, still, in 2012 standards, a low-budget film.
Very.
Yeah, it's what,
Very.
38? 38
Yeah,
million?
yeah.
Remember
they're
do
like
you remember
30
how much
million,
the original Judge Dredd cost?
I think it was
For
like,
like
100?
$90 million
Jesus.
in the mid 90s.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a ton of money.
Yeah, I
that's,
think-
that's more than the
Flopped.
Lord of the Rings movies individually
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah, I think it costs more than Apollo 13, and they came out at the same time.
That's wild.
To be fair, there was a lot of on-location shooting. They had to actually get a DeLorean to go to the future. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The human growth hormone for Sly was ludicrous. It's very expensive.
I love this line.
Choke on it, Dredd. Choke on that.
Like that is brutal.
Yeah,
Dented the Adam's apple.
yeah. I love the indent in the neck.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, and that's not a quick way to die. That's suffocate.
Yeah, because it took him
Yeah.
a while. Like Dredd left.
He's stumbling around.
Still moving
Yeah.
around, and then he obviously finally falls down to the grate there. But man, like, what a way to go out! Like, and so
yeah.
these judges have broken their code. They've broken the law that he's built his entire life on, right? And he understands very quickly. You're saying, like, they don't waste time here because obviously it's I think well written part, but also it caters to the processes that Dredd is just ingrained with. Like, he quickly recognizes, like, we're two of us caught in the 1024. You didn't ask about the other one, and then it's just like, the jig is up. We
Yep.
know you're rotten, and I have to defend my life here and kill you because you're a bad cop. And
And I saved ammunition.
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah, he did shoot him in the toe, but
Right, but that's how he had to get the kill. But he didn't have any other shot. After that, it's like, no, I'm not going to shoot you in the face. I'm just going to hit you in the neck with the gun.
right.
You're
We'll
not
talk
worth that
about
extra
her.
bullet.
Sorry, what did you say? Good one.
Not worth that extra bullet. They're getting a bit thin on the ground right now.
Right. Yeah. Choosing to go with the same choking method of just using the butt of my gun to impact your neck there is ammunition efficient way of killing
Exactly.
him.
Yep.
I agreed.
I just have to. Can I point out real quick? I'm ashamed of missing a golden opportunity for a joke. Now that I'm seeing her on screen,
What's that?
when Kay had the vision of getting his junk bitten off, we didn't make a single crack about him getting Lena Headey.
Oh my god!
Oh.
I'm really disappointed.
You bastard!
I was hoping we were going to make it till the end, but no,
good.
damn it.
She had bloody gums and everything, bloody teeth.
You like tight things.
I mean, oh, wow.
We'll get to the whole capturing of Anderson here momentarily, but I want to focus on the judges here.
You caught that cam on a 666, by the way.
Oh, I did?
Jesus.
Yeah,
Really?
right there.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Nice.
my
The
gosh.
number of the beast. Who can tell me what band that is?
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
There you
isn't it?
go.
Damn it.
There you go. So he, Judge Dredd comes across the operation, right, that they've got the information from, and basically he spooks them all to go run away and to clear out of them making the slow-mo drug. I mean, the masculinity part I wanted to mention here is, he obviously shows a lot of like moral consistency with being like this, like the lead judge here. Like he's obviously showing a lot of, principles over like loyalty of like this brotherhood of being, judges. Because even though they're wearing the same badge, they're wearing the same outfit, like he doesn't hesitate to judge them equally as much as a other criminal would. Just because you're wearing the badge doesn't like mean it's like this badge of honor that
You broke the law.
clears
That's
you.
it.
Right, exactly. Like you don't get a pass just because you have the same
my
suit I
gosh.
have.
And I'm sure that corruption of a judge is definitely a death sentence.
By the way, this
Oh,
just shows
100%.
how much more base this movie is, because clearly these cops are not in a union.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, what are you talking about? I'm spend like 2 weeks at a
Clearly.
desk, and then I'll be back on my motorcycle. It's all fine.
This ain't no fraternity bull crap like they have in
Don't worry,
police
I pay
unions.
union dues. It's worthless.
Well, and I think what this movie also does, right? Like, it's not trying to make show some weird political message or anything like that. It's just showing that, like, even judges can be corrupted, and it just this belief that the system.
Yeah,
can
I
be
mean
bought, and
the
it can, right?
Lex's like argument is rational, right? It's not
Yeah.
just I'm twirling my mustache, or I wanted to go get a Lambo. He's like, we're losing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
This is a losing fight. What are you doing?
yeah. We
City's
talked about
fucked.
earlier.
It's like I almost feel
World is
bad.
screwed. Might as well make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah,
Like you almost feel bad for Cypher in the Matrix. It's like I'm gonna start eating this fucking oatmeal slop every damn day.
Yeah.
Yeah, tastes like Tasty Wheats, but it doesn't. It just tastes like a bunch of spoiled bullshit.
Do it. Ignorance is
Oatmeal.
bliss.
ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
Rossi,
God,
you
damn right.
definitely need to watch this movie.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yes.
100%.
I rewatched it today. It was excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
No thin red line. It is actually worse to Dredd they turn. Yeah, I mean, and I don't think he takes pride in having to kill other judges, but
No.
he sees this as a necessity, right? Like,
Yes, he cleans house. Where he
I
says
actually
about.
think. I mean,
Dodgy fucking cop.
if anything, if Dredd has any kind of moral outrage, these would qualify far more than just your normal criminal.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah,
They,
'cause-
they are supposed to represent the law. What the fuck?
Yep.
yeah,
I mean, in
Yeah.
an ideal society, this is precisely how a good
Yes.
cop would feel about bad cops. Is
Yes.
like, you guys are the worst type of scum out there, because
And that the punishment
given the-
for the punishment for people who violate that kind of public trust is worse than just Joe Citizen, right?
Yeah.
Because you violated a public trust.
Yeah.
Also showing this world how bad things are, because if the judges are supposed to be like above the law, and if even judges are getting corrupted, like damn, this world is fucked, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's we were saying earlier, like they're fighting a losing battle, right? Like
Yeah.
they can't do enough good to outweigh the bad that is happening, because there's just a population disadvantage that they're up against. Like there's not enough judges, and then every time a judge dies, like think about it, 4 judges just died here because they chose to be on the wrong side of the law. So
I mean, that being said, I think a lot more bad guys died than the 4 judges in this. Just
no, sure, no,
we're going by numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, the innocents might die more than that just from Mama letting loose with the miniguns.
True.
But they figure too. But then how long does it take to train a new judge?
True.
Well, not only that, but again, 1 out of 6 died the first time on their eval.
Yeah.
Right. Survival rates for judges ain't high.
No, it's not. I mean, the pass fail, equation has a standard, right? Like if and again, think about what we've seen here alone with Anderson and what they've had to endure, right? If they get thrown in the deep end, like I'm sure a lot of rookies won't make it.
Well, again, I mean that's not 1 out of 6 don't pass.
I think they say 1
out
out
of 6
actually
die.
1 out of 5.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's and the worst thing about being one of the survivors, despite the 1 out of 5 odds, is there's a day 2. It's like you keep going.
Where you don't
Those
have a
odds
senior guy riding with you, right?
Those odds don't get better.
No.
Yeah. And I had a couple quick questions. So do we think that Dredd's strength comes from his skill, or his refusal to betray his values?
Neither. It comes from the fact that he only eats red meat and he always eats it rare.
It's true.
Man. The stream is sponsored by Omaha Steaks.
But
And definitely not by the recycle meat wagons that come to pick up a lot of people after this. So.
I'm on a diet.
Still soy.
Stream sponsored by.
This stream is sponsored by the law.
Yeah, I think it's both. I mean, I think that his like absolute following the law and no quarter given on that probably is what allows him to live long enough to then be so skilled, because I mean, he'd been around a long time.
Yeah.
He has seen a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
So the skill has caught up, but at the end of the day, that the quick reaction is not, I don't know, should I think about what it? No, you're guilty. Bang, sit down. Let's move on.
Stay down permanently.
It's the perfect marriage of the two things. Obviously, you can be an extremely principled, unyielding person, but without skill, I mean, it's not going to matter that much. But the fact that he has the skill and the principle to guide that skill, it's a perfect marriage. So that makes him all the more difficult to take.
Right, a clarity of thought that it's just immediate reaction, and his reactions are based on law. That's it. There's no messing around. And then he has the skill built up over 20 years. The law.
The law.
Armando Sante to do that.
And the other question I had was, do we think that true masculinity is found by like following a code when everyone else around you breaks it, like we see here with these 4 judges?
Principle is highly masculine, especially against resistance.
Yes.
Yeah. When you say following a code, it has to be a code based on, at least in my opinion, like objective moral truth. So, because I mean, that's why in D&D you've got like lawful evil. Are the lawful evil characters masculine? I don't know. You could probably make an argument that they are, but like, yeah, there's definitely some sort of code of honor, but it's got to be based on, at least I would think, objective morals.
Yeah, and by the way, the same is true for genuinely good femininity. It's similarly true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Ooh, starting the 4K UHD now. You know what? Fuck your neighbors. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
If you have good neighbors, they'll thank you for it.
Oh yeah.
They'll be like, who?
We've been knocking on the door. Can I come in? Can I watch
is that Dredd?
I'm so glad you were able to do that as 4K UHD. I thought he was just trying to spell fucked but get around the censors. I was like, how does this work?
You guys are so 4Cud.
That's so weird. I forgot there's a censor for that word. That's so crazy. His strength comes from his chin like Bruce Campbell.
Listen.
Well, let's not go
That's
too far. Bruce
bad,
Campbell is like impervious with that chin.
Yeah, that's true.
Carl Urban ain't no Bruce Campbell.
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. What a great movie. We all know where that's from, right?
Dead by
Yes,
dawn.
King Arthur is the embodiment of perfect masculinity.
That's right. What's up, Wayfarer? Hello, everyone. I hope you have a great day. It's me. Or is it blue collar wearing Cap's helmet makes him look like he has the downs?
I mean, it's the alcohol, too.
No slow mo.
It's the alcohol.
Yeah, he has the system of a Downs.
If I had downs, it'd be an upgrade.
Yeah, we promised Blue Collar that there would be a pizza party afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
It's on the lost dollar.
And the pizza party.
Franks and
Right.
beans.
Yeah, Hook says he doesn't cope. To say he doesn't lie to himself, so he saves milliseconds considering.
Yeah.
He just goes the short path, legal, illegal to act, straight process.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, Damon.
100%. So we're going to tie the ending part of that scene with Lex and Dredd here by talking about how the capturing of Anderson leads to that part. You know, as the worst might happen here in a gangbang of sorts. It doesn't, thankfully, because that would have been interesting to see nonetheless. And
No, it would have changed the rating of this movie.
So,
Yeah.
some people pay good money for that.
yeah, I probably would have fast forwarded that part, but it's just me. Too gay. But it's Mama that saves her life here. So, do we think it's this sympathy from Mama?
Hell
a
no.
woman saving a woman?
Hell no.
Nah.
Her
Sympathy
reasons, I
spelled
like,
S-I-M-P?
She's
No.
asserting dominance.
Mama
You don't get
is-
to play with my
Mama
toy
again
thing.
is she's a great villain because she's very rational. She thinks through the problem. Now, I have some problems.
She's kind of anti-Dredd. She's kind of the anti-Dredd.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
They'll use her for bait to get rid of him. Then they'll do her. So
Well, and again, what they want to do, what they don't want to do is have, here's a judge that has been used every which way and with skinned him and all that stuff, whatever, because that's just going to bring down the heat. And she's like, no, we'll shoot them. They will have died in some sort of shootout with somebody, and the judges will find it, and that'll be it, right?
yes.
Yeah.
By the way, that's
Look
one
at
of
that
the
right there.
benefits of having a small scale plot is you
Yeah.
don't have to account
That's a
for like,
screenshot.
oh, other people are gonna find them and they're gonna assume all this big stuff. It's like, no, this is a small scale story. So what she suggests that they'll figure out is perfectly plausible.
Yeah, and she
Like,
controls the peach trees.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Here's Black Leon.
So
Yep,
this is,
it's Black Leon
this is
here.
Black Leon, everyone.
I believe
or
Black
Mugen
Leon
Lord.
is referred to as Mugen Lord.
Yes.
This actually could be Mugen Lord here too.
I'm telling you, that's Paula Abdul.
Yes. Straight up.
Gord.
So, obviously, this whole part is pretty interesting. Pouty Black Leon. Oh wow, we're about to see some interesting artwork come from Pouty.
No, Pouty's just going to be like, I didn't like my people before, and now I really just like them.
Leon calls him Dark Link.
Dark Link. Wow.
Oh.
You piece of shit.
Holy crap.
This is my favorite scenes in the movie, though, and the music that plays too is just awesome.
Oh yeah, because he's like, oh, you fell for my trick here, so I'm gonna give you a nice little
Incendiary.
and unfortunately there's a lot of music that plays
Awesome.
over that whole part. So
There
I
is,
was
but
like,
the white phosphorus is wonderful, and the Hague cried, and I don't care.
I prefer the white.
exactly Pouty. So yeah,
I hope none of those guys took slow mo before he fired that.
but
That's
it's
an image.
What'd you say, Blue?
I said that's an image. That slow white phosphorus coming out your face. God.
Then when it hits you,
Well, it's more the
oh,
burning
no.
afterwards. That's the problem.
Like, what if they you could all? It would be a cool scene if like one of them's not paying attention, and then they're just starting to inhale it, and they
Yeah, it's like,
about to hit them in the face. Like,
Look at MJ. Do you see the flames in his helmet? That's so badass, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
this stare, God, it's
Good-
fucking
good
so
stone neck.
masculine. I
Yeah.
love it. Like,
Look at that.
he's just watching them and just listening to them all burn in
Just
agony.
his
and he's just
frown.
They
like,
all deserve it.
He should be smiling though, enjoying it.
I mean, inside he's probably like, listen to this
Nobody makes
bastards.
me bleed my own blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Burn the,
Sizzle.
he's like, burn liberals, burn.
Some white hot justice for you.
Obviously, this is when they all.
There we go.
have
There's some
come.
Black Leon for you.
Oh, about time. God.
Just in case any of y'all were wondering.
No, that just looks like you got like a spray tan and decided to go to work on yourself.
Just put some
Yeah,
makeup on. Come on.
Yeah, you could just be like,
Let's go full
If
black.
it's Black Leon, you could call him Leon Idle, but
not
spell
quite-
it IDLE.
I usually call it Nubion. Just so you know.
I fucking hate you.
here's your hug.
My stomach hurts.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
Can we
edit
get
that out.
clipped?
I just peed.
Oh,
Yes, barkeep. I'll have another round of casual racism if you have it. Give me the good stuff from below the bar.
totally lost my train of thought here.
We all did,
It's
Nick.
fine. So the partnership here, that he's not truly worrying about her. Like, obviously he's in this pursuit and having to deal with the judges along the way, but I do think that he trusts her to do one of two things, right? Taking her own life or trying to fight her way out. And I think his ultimate test to see like what she can do with herself, and obviously being like a strong judge and character, is if she comes out alive, I think he'd have like more respect for her, and obviously potentially pass a test, not the assessment test, but being able to survive is probably a factor to consider, which I know he does later on, but she's trying to do what she can. And I mean, I love this whole segment here with Kay, which it's just her showing that she does have some willpower. She does have this fight within her that Kay doesn't have power over, because this happened.
Got any last words, bitch?
That's funny. I was gonna ask you that, bitch.
Damn.
That was so
They
badass.
were right. They do have trouble getting IDs.
Oh my God! What about? Well, let's not talk about the loans.
But
So
can
this
you
is-
use a computer.
Well, no, not anymore. This is one of the problems I have with this movie. Kay should damn well know that judge guns are keyed DNA wise. I mean, in the criminal world, you should know like all the lore about judges. You have been living under them for a long time. In fact, you may have made up some shit about what they can do that isn't possible, right? Kay is just, it was like, this is okay. We needed it to happen, and he's stupid. That's one of the problems I have.
Dumb, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
I think she's able to, like, she reclaims her agency here through her actions, like not waiting or like wanting to be rescued. Like, I think if she was,
Well, she plays him,
oh,
but the
100%.
reason that works is because apparently the world is stupid. That's a bit of a plot contrivance, but
Yeah.
again, from the situation that she's in, it's the, he's like, yeah, but dude, it was like, yeah, that's what I was wondering, bitch, right? Which should short circuit any of his thinking, just be like, oh, I'm going, macho now, and I'm just gonna pop, and then, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a hand anymore. That's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty lethal. I mean, she's able to get a nice little double kill
Yeah.
here.
Damn.
Like, she
I would
obviously
say
has
the
some skill with
ID
a gun.
thing. I think the ID thing is one of those things that I think time is kind of less and less kind to, because if like say if this movie had come out like maybe in like 2000, the ID thing might have been such an unknown and kind of something that wasn't like conceptualized, that people would be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess he wouldn't know about that necessarily. Whereas by 2012, it's like we'd seen in a lot of media and like heard, I mean, ID stuff. It's like that's
Well,
not
shit, Blade did it in like
unrealistic at all.
1998 or whatever. Remember, only
did they?
Blade can hold his sword.
Sword. Yeah.
Did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, but again, I mean, this is criminal. If your job is to be in crime, especially at a decent level, which they are, you are damn well going to know what the cops are capable of. Not, in fact, again, you may overestimate their abilities. Not under. Judges have been around a long time. Nobody noticed that the gun is keyed to them, and that this hasn't spread throughout the criminal community.
So many
This is
few
BS.
judges. Is it possible they never even seen a judge in real life?
But again, this is a criminal
possible.
network. They know people, right? They
Yes,
understand the
that's it.
response. And oh, by the way, yes, they have 4 of them on the payroll.
Yeah.
That's extra.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Goodwin, and I mean, could there be some ignorance there? Maybe some forgetfulness,
You mean some
perhaps,
ignorance?
Yeah, it's not utterly implausible,
Criminals are
but
dumb,
it
okay?
does seem
They are
unlikely.
dumb.
It's one of those things where it's like you kind
I've
of
been
do
in
have to
prison.
dumb the character down to make it believable. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's typically not a great idea to dumb a character down in order to make something happen.
Right.
Well, like there's stupid people in real life that'll rob the same place twice, and
Yeah.
like, we
Or
already
th-
got
or
your
3
ID, you
times.
dumb fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's
Well,
just-
and generally, you know where they are? In prison. You know the ones that are out on the streets actually doing big drug deals or whatever? They're the smart ones. They are not in prison. This
Right.
is the difference.
I mean, shit. Even Futurama made a joke about that. Like Roberto robs a bank, Bender gets blamed, they throw Bender in prison. Then Roberto gets thrown in prison. They're like, "Why'd you
Oh,
try
I
and rob
remember that.
the same bank twice?" He's like, "Oh, that first one was just to rob it a little bit to case the joint." Like, you know?
I definitely met guys in prison who've been there 4 or 5 times. I'm like, yeah, I can tell.
Plus, I mean,
I
and granted,
know.
I know he doesn't look it, but the actor playing Kay was like in his 40s at this point, so he would have had to have been a
Clip it,
criminal
Dax.
for a while. So
Ross says it in high school. I had a replica of the blade sword. I mean,
Oh, nice.
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, especially if your organization has judges on the take.
Right.
And so this is again one of my favorite moments here with Lex and Judge, and I had to trim it due to YouTube being stupid with some potential copyright bullshit, but this is what I was able to splice together.
Wait. Are you kidding me? Did you say wait? The Judge Dredd. I expected more of you. Wait for me to change my mind? No.
Wait for her to shoot you.
okay, I like the moment and I dislike it at the same time because
What?
it kind of drags on a little too long to be all that. But like Anderson should have shot him immediately, and she had to have been standing there for him. Like him saying wait, that was because she was standing there. That's kind of a lengthy piece of dialogue. It's like she probably should have just shot him immediately.
It's
Yeah,
her
like,
first
I
day.
cut out some stuff too.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
see,
it's-
Dredd smelled her because she was upwind. He was downwinded. So
Plus, I mean, this is her first time killing a judge.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh,
she
no,
killed
second
that
time.
woman.
Second time.
no, she killed the woman.
God damn
Yeah,
it.
she
Yeah,
That,
she
that
shot the
doesn't
woman.
count, though.
she killed this one. Hold on.
Lower your gun, rookie. I'm your backup.
Yeah, Rit. She read through that bitch's mind real quick and was like, "Nope." So yeah.
Now, I mean, the flip side is that in the same way that she knew the female judge was going to
Yeah.
pull, and so she shoots, she may have realized that he wasn't going to shoot Dredd at the moment, right? And then when
Like,
he
the only,
decided,
like-
when the intent hits, then she just lights him
Yeah.
out.
Like maybe you could like to me it's like if you want like maybe they should have shot it to where when she comes upon them because they're not showing their faces maybe she's not exactly sure who's who. So it's like she's
True.
kind of waiting for an indication of which one is Dredd or like because maybe like the badge or something is blocked off. But it's like you could have maybe done it that way. But as far as we know from the way the scene plays out, she just kind of hangs
Yeah.
back there and waits a full.
Yeah,
10,
the Dredd
15
is aware
seconds.
of her existence and just wants to have some dialogue.
Yeah. I mean, it's good dialogue. I like the dialogue, and I even like the incredulousness of the bad judge. But it does go a little too long. So it's like,
it's like a
kind of
lore
love
dump.
hate.
It's a lore dump they have to have about Dredd that the other judges know about him. And
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I'm sure it could have been reduced just a little bit, but I mean, while I agree, I don't mind it so much. I mean, I think if they would have just kept the dialogue maybe shorter than to what I had, it could have felt a little bit, more sped up, because it's like
It's not like a big problem or anything. It's just one of those things where it's like it's a good bad thing. It's a good bad thing.
It's not as egregious as the gun with K.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Or a larger plot problem that's at the beginning of the movie. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. And the last talking point here, I mean, I'll just kind of close with that part, was just like, Dredd obviously like doesn't diminish like what she's able to do here and save him with this bravado. I mean, like, it's like this silent acknowledgement that he still displays like through his masculinity, and I think there's like this mutual respect at that point for both of them. And do we have a big ship?
We do have it. Oh, it's a nice ship.
The biggest ship has joined the stream.
What's
up?
big
What's up, Shippy?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna call you what Cindy calls you, because that would sound like really weird coming from me, and probably ruin the whole stream. So
yeah, we'd have to remove the masculinity from.
Yeah, it would just be Mondays.
Femininity Monday.
We'd all be land hoes.
We'd all be wearing. We'd all be turning into Christinas at that point, which none of us.
Yeah, I don't need a Christina and a Nikki. No.
Yeah,
nope.
no. Oh god.
Let's listen.
Yeah, no, they'll never see a Nikki on purpose. So the final confrontation with Mama, that we've all been waiting for. We knew it would happen. It was just a matter of time, of course. And Dredd is able to finally confront her on the top floor, and she threatens to blow the whole building if she dies. Oh shit. Is that
phrasing?
My bad. I didn't mean to go the phrasing route.
I mean, given her history, I don't know that anybody's taken her up on that.
How do you think she got this job?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how'd she really get? I know they say she got that scar on her face, but what did she really get it from?
Where I got these scars from?
I want to know how I got these scars.
I know I got these scars. We mentioned this earlier. This is where Anderson is able to read his mind and just detect that he went through some, harsh treatment by getting his eyes, gouged out and replaced with, zooming computer lens eyeballs. And, I think that his eyes are far more real than Katie's.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Well,
From
one of them
Michael
anyway.
Shock. One of them, yeah.
One of Katie's. Yeah.
Katie, if you are watching this at any point in time, perhaps
With your fake eye.
With your fake eye, maybe is that what you have? Could you invest in it? Do we need to donate to upgrade your eye?
Well, can we get her some feet first? She doesn't have feet.
That's right. Did Kata steal them from her?
Oh well, I don't know. I mean, she's very clear about.
I mean, they did go to Vegas together. I don't know what happened.
Well, she's very self-conscious about it. It's why she'll never show them or anything like that. It's a problem.
That would be some deep, disturbing Kata lore that he just steals feet. He just has like
Oh,
his feet
God.
in some vault somewhere.
Well, I mean, he has to steal something given his,
Just say it.
And it has to be low to the ground given his height.
And what stays in Vegas, or what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So
Her feet didn't.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, they went home with someone else, perhaps.
It's hard to be into faces when the first thing you always see is the chin.
Yeah.
Leon knows that too, but for different reasons.
It's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true. So yeah, she's got this little pulse monitor plugged into her wrist, her right left wrist. So if her heartbeat's gone, then the whole place is gonna explode. But what's great, and again, just the mere fact that Dredd just shows his masculinity here, like just delivers justice with without any emotion, doesn't really delay, no ego behind it, and he calls her bluff, right? Like, he doesn't have to gloat about the fact that he beat her. He just straight up executes her, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he finishes the mission, doesn't need any, and when he even leaves, like there's no big celebration. There's no
5-minute exposition.
Right, yeah. He's just like
served.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
okay.
and Anderson is the one that chooses the cruelty, the payback with the hit her with the slow mo, and so they do.
Yeah. And again, this isn't vengeance by any means. This is just pure old good judgment. And it's not like he makes her death symbolic. It's like this is the final part. Like he calls her bluff because she says like, oh well, I've got enough explosions to blow up. Was it the first or
50 floors?
50 floors. Right.
Yeah.
So, he's just wondering, okay, well, let's put that equation to the test.
Right.
And knowing that if she is telling the truth, him included, would be blown to smithereens, as would Anderson. Low key, the bracelet transmitter says, what would Jesus do? Or what would
what would judges do?
What would judges do? Yeah. Leona is coming back. I don't care. I'm signing a petition.
No, I'm actually interested in hearing him sing a petition.
Yeah, sing a petition.
I'm drunk enough. I will.
But basically, the end is nigh. Mama has ruled through chaos and fear. Here comes Judge Dredd. And I mean, honestly, he has a lot of control here, I feel like, because he doesn't create this power spectacle. He just shoots her on the side to wound her, and enough that it's not going to kill her, as say in the headshot. Yo, what's up, Nagano? How are you, man? Yes, you should watch this movie.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Watch it
Absolutely.
right now.
Yeah, right now. Play some Helldivers and then watch this in the background.
Listen. That's
I know I might be a little bit too much, but
one. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
No, so
Baby steps.
It's the idea that you know what? Let's use this slow mo, and see what she does.
Like, how do you like it?
Right. Well,
I love that. If they have anything to say, and she inhales, like, defense noted.
Yes. Bye.
Yeah, he basically says this.
Citizen Mama, how do you plead? Defense noted.
It's so
I
badass.
love that.
So matter of fact.
I want to
love that.
see that scene without the slow mo, like the literal in the movie slow mo. See how fast she hits the ground, and then compare it to how long she thinks she's falling. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's
dude.
what a brutal fucking way to go.
For her,
Like,
it's
right
like,
there. Well, there's a
right.
couple scenes where they show him flying in real time.
Yeah, and granted, they have those three guys at the beginning who they showed them land. I'll tell you, that's downplaying what it would actually look like. Now, granted, the movie is brutal, but it's downplaying just how bad. Like, put it this way, I think In Bruges actually gets it closer to right. Now, granted, that's a very different level of distance. That's like it's probably like 100, 150 up, whereas here, what are they, like a kilometer up? They'd be a puddle of meat and blood.
Well, what's up is, so like early Gore, they said 1%. So if you're what's that, like a 5-6 second fall? Well, you figure 6 seconds.
Oh no, it's way longer than that.
Oh shit!
Way
Yeah.
longer
So
than
okay.
that.
So then,
From a kilometer up, it's a good bit longer than that.
So then go into that until like 1% of that.
Did you? Yeah. Like, I mean, the physics.
GM is probably right.
Because basically, it's like if you're free falling, it's roughly like
40 minutes.
It's like 120
Shit.
miles per
And
hour. If
deny
it's a
the judging
kilometer,
guy?
it's probably
Hell yeah.
like
roughly 15 to 20
15
seconds
to
to
20
fall 1
seconds about how
kilometer.
long you're falling.
Yeah.
If you're lowering that to like 1%, it's like
No.
it's 100
Bro,
times
if
longer.
you
than that.
realize like how much you could think of in 15 to 20 seconds, because the speed of thought is hypothetically faster than the fucking like speed of light. You can wrap your head around so many multiple thoughts of like in that 15 to 20 seconds before you die.
But if Jim is right, if Jim has said 37 minutes, 37 minutes is a fucking eternity.
Yeah, it is.
too.
I mean, and because
Several
she's-
lifetimes.
Yeah.
The
Because
question
she's
is
high.
your perception similarly slow?
What's what
Well-
I'm saying, Gord? The whole point is like your perception. Your perception is 1% of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And I think because she's high, right? Like she just is seeing this probably happen in what?
No, actually, so it's the reverse, Blue. Your perception would have to be 100 times faster to get slow. It's like shooting with a film camera doing slow mo. Right?
Yeah.
You have to speed shit up because otherwise, if it was I have 1/100th, then I didn't even realize I got kicked out of the window before I hit the ground. Right.
Right.
Huh. I thought the scene on Thor 3. Remember Loki? I've been falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm following for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a funny line for Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Mama is probably what she probably it might have seemed like 5 seconds. For her.
Black woman in charge of the police. Fucking woke.
Leon's
and
right.
and unlikely.
This isn't true, MAGA. No, but the high judge here, we should say, oh, I heard some ruckus happening, and I figured I'd go check it out because of you and this this rookie. It's like, yeah, you think? But like we were saying before, like this all happens probably in what, several hours, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's still daylight out.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably noteworthy where she was like, "I'm sorry, Judge Dredd called in a 1024. I better go see what the hell's going on. Is the entire city been
Ian
nuked?"
Anderson, yeah. Is she still alive? What happened? And of course, she asks him like, so how did she do? Is she a pass? And
She a pass or a fail?
She's a pass.
Knew she would be.
I love that part. Like I love the music in that part too. And she kind of just is getting some aid, and she just kind of like shrugs them off. She's like, "Don't touch me," right? Like I'm fine. And I mean, that's kind of badass too, right? Like she went through some shit. She literally just got shot, and then obviously with the med pack, but she's a judge now. She passed the test, and like honestly, it was after that point I'm like, we need to get a sequel. Back in 2012, thinking this, and then 13 years later,
still waiting. Again.
It might have been because it didn't make it lost money in the box office.
That's what happened.
Worst marketing ever.
I know.
Bad marketing and bad distribution.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then we see
That's right.
other franchises and movies get hundreds of millions of dollars for their sequels, their first time movies from all these other IPs, and it's just atrocious.
Be here all day, Nick. The fact that She-Hulk cost $250 million.
Hey, Joseph, what's up, man? Dude, don't even start with Marvel. Like,
anything
Disney
yeah,
related. Like, it's just,
Well, let's be clear. This was made when studios were actually interested in making money.
That's true.
Yes.
And could
I believe Disney had just taken it in the shorts with like the Lone Ranger around this time.
Oh, gee.
Whoa, boy, yeah.
I totally forgot.
Poor John Carter.
I want to play this clip too, because it definitely is like his best lines. I feel like in the movie.
This is Judge Dredd. Mama is not the law. I am the law. Mama is a common criminal, guilty of murder, under sentence of death. You have been warned. And as for you, Mama, judgment time.
Obviously,
The
I had to
original
trim some of
Morbin
that,
time,
but
but
man,
Yep.
Versus Stallone's like, I am the law. It's
Like,
so over the top.
his poise to deliver that, again, like think about the way Karl Urban does it here compared to like how Stallone did it, right? Like, this is far better.
Yeah, like Stallone delivers it like almost like a plea, whereas when Urban delivers it, it's a statement.
It is a
Yeah.
No, I'm one of the bad guys where he said, I'm the law. I'm like, you know what then? I give up. I'm done. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I surrender.
Stallone actually delivers it a bit like a woman. It's all about emotion and shoutiness and let me be loud or whatever. Karl Urban's just like, yeah, it's judgment time. Let's go.
I am the law.
I am the law.
I am the law. The law.
Oh, ABF.
There's Alex.
Question
Yeah,
for
like
you.
Armando Sante actually says law better than Stallone does. In that same part.
ABF, if you're watching still, what kind of rounds are these Gatling guns firing off?
You got to show the casings, then he'll figure it out.
See Nick
That's
whipping out his guns. God.
He's
I've
like, I've got 6 of them. Let me check.
I've got 2 lawyers right here. Boom. Boom.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Good to see you, man.
Prestigious law firm of Bicep and Bicep.
He's probably 20 millimeter.
Yeah, see, I thought that when I first saw them shooting, and then I saw the cases ejecting, and I was like, that looks like 7.62 to me.
Yeah. You betrayed the law. Yeah.
Betrayed the law.
I meant to ask this question earlier, in an earlier scene, but let me see if I can find it. I wanted to ask, does fear create masculine characters in the process of overcoming said fear?
Yeah.
I think it can.
It can.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that if you haven't, well, so if you don't suffer fear, then you're not masculine. You're a psychopath,
Yes.
right? And while they can be useful at times, generally it's not the quality of. I mean, you're incapable of feeling fear.
Does the fear create the masculinity, though, or is the masculinity there so that you can overcome said fear, and that's what separates the masculine from the emasculated?
I think the fear is the kind of the forge
Catalyst.
in which either masculinity or cowardice reveals itself.
Yeah, because if you don't, if you don't encounter fear, there's no place to really breed courage.
Mm-hmm.
And courage obviously, is a masculine.
Courage was a cowardly dog, but by God, we loved him.
Deep cuts.
I'll know that. So that's Dredd. That is the masculinity in Dredd. Obviously, he's not here to entertain. He's not a hero. But we sure do like him. We like what he stands for. He's very principled. We like his arc. We like the growth that he has in this movie alone for being 90 minutes, for being a short time within this movie. Look at this dude coming in here.
This dude.
The brother from down under.
Help him get his subs up.
He's like, this is a Karl Urban movie. I'm not
Hold on.
This is for my fellow Australians.
His channel's struggling.
We gotta listen. Shout out to the 147 people watching. You all fucking rock. If you could do me a huge favor, Film Comics Explained. Go search for him on YouTube.
Small channel, hoping to grow him.
We're gonna start. Come on.
Needs the subs, please.
Yeah.
He has a great sounding voice. Very, very.
One sub to
well-written.
FCE is one fuck you to New Zealand.
It's one dead emu.
Let's just not mention the emus.
Yeah, listen, he gets berated a lot by emus, and that's the real war that's happening here. You guys might not know about it, but
yes,
we try to help a brother out week by week, day by day. So do me a solid, be the masculine character that I know you all are, and go sub to Film Comics Explained.
But here's the thing, because he's from Australia, if you're gonna watch his videos, make sure you hit the thumbs down because everything.
Yeah, because it's upside down. Different hemispheres. You have to understand. It's easily misinterpreted. Rookie mistake.
Right. Much like the toilet bowls that spin counterclockwise.
The emus are our Gaza cops.
Yeah, except that you're the Gazans, Niet. The emus won the war.
Does this mean we have to be careful about which position we take, emus or Australians?
Yes.
we got to be careful. We don't want to upset either side.
We lost a bunch of chickens.
Emu Akbar.
Emu Akbar.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, I don't know, but the Aussies came in last.
Who's the emu?
All right, I unfortunately have to take my leave. I have to go run Moxie's stream on the back end while she entertains a lesbian. So,
Leon, real quick, I know you gotta go. Masculinity rating for this movie, go.
Masculinity on this one, I think I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. Not because that's there's anything like inherently wrong with the masculinity or something that's not masculine about it, but because due to the because it's such a tight 90, because it's a one-off story, because there's a limited knowledge of Dredd's character beyond his job, because that's what this is at the end of the day. This is him doing his job. We don't know much more about him or his masculinity or his standards outside of work, so I don't know that we have a full grasp of his masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a slice of it, but not the full.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I would say 8 out of 10.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Leon, take care, man.
Catch you guys later. When y'all are done here, hop on over to Foxy Moxie show. We'll see you there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Deuces.
Gord, what would you give this movie Masculinity rating wise?
On the masculinity scale, I think this one is like uber masculine. It's maybe a notch below like the most masculine movies, so I'd go 9.5 hot shots in the mouth out of 10.
Yes.
Love that. Blair, what
Yeah,
you got rating wise?
I give this a good solid 9. Very stoic, very masculine, very principled. Just solid all around. Solid guy.
Yeah. Not Christina, but our boy Blue. What should give this rating?
Masculine, it's probably 9, but I'm giving it a 10 because I've had plenty of vodka.
The vodka just bumps it up one notch.
I saw it 3D and said some of these shots in 3D were so awesome. But yeah, because it's like he's so stoic and he does adapt to. He's a different character by the end of the film from the start of the film. That's awesome, huh?
But vodka is the beta version of slow-mo.
Yes,
It is, yeah.
right. Makes Leon funny.
I drank a lot of vodka. Not enough of that. No.
That's what I'm missing.
Yeah, and he never takes. I guess. Nick, I guess even off camera, he never took his helmet off, even off camera. That's awesome, man. Come on.
He still hasn't to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Neither's Bella Ramsey.
Legend has it, Karl Urban wore that helmet for another year after this movie was over.
I believe it.
The masculinity was so strong at that point. He was like, "No, I am Dredd," and just. Was
I mean, it wasn't by choice. It was all the women he met. It was like, go ahead, put it on. All right,
Yeah.
now come on in, buddy.
Yeah. +1, exactly, Gemma. Senior Goodwin, what you got for this rating?
Yeah, I think I'd probably give it like an 8.5 or a 9. I kind of agree with Leon that you don't have enough of a slice to really get like the full spectrum of masculinity that would be available. But I appreciate that what you get at the beginning, you think it was like, all right, this is peak masculinity. You know, I mean, he's a badass or whatever. He's actually more masculine at the end because he stops being, outsourcing his decision making and stuff to the law, and that's just the shortcut for I don't think. And he's now interested in more of a justice kind of thing. Again, that little sliver, but that's all it takes is the step outside of the rules and make a decision yourself, the right decision yourself, right? It's easy to hide behind rules. It's hard to step out and then own the decisions you make and the consequences that'll follow from that, right? So he's actually more masculine at the end. And I appreciate that, again, he's not, even though this is based off of a comic, he's not a cartoon character in this movie.
Right.
That it's not, I could just walk through, miniguns all firing at me and just flipping the bird as I do something or whatever, right? I mean, there's a real sense of vulnerability physically.
Yeah.
That doesn't sway him from what he's doing, right? He's just smart.
Yep. Yeah. And I agree with, pretty much what everyone's been saying, in chat, ratings wise, especially here on the panel, like, what's up, William Richards? Look at all these good looking people. Hell yeah. And to everyone out there watching, appreciate it. Let's see what our brother over here says. Dredd is an easy 8.5 to 9. Great example of character revealed through action. Exactly. Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm somewhere right there as well between the 8.5 to like solid 9. Because like I remember last week I gave John Wick a solid 9 out of 10. And as much as there are some similarities between this movie and John Wick, especially as comparing Dredd to Wick. But there's obviously a lot of differences as well, like we've discussed earlier, where Wick is this myth, whereas Dredd is this neutral, goodish, lawful character here that doesn't have this sort of lore behind him, even though there's a bit of it that we know a snippet of because of what Lex says in a prolonged conversation. But I think because Dredd is represented by this masculinity that's built on stoicism, duty, the weight of the law, and obviously having some responsibility. But I think in a world of chaos with 880 million people, it's hard to be that fly on the wall, because he can't be anywhere, and he can only look after himself and what he thinks is where he's needed. And because we don't get a lot of it, like this is only a 90-minute movie. I think if this movie was 2.5, 3 hours, or maybe if we actually got a sequel, we were able to see more of him on screen and be further explored, then maybe in some cases we could actually solidify a more solidified rating, saying like it is a solid 9 out of 10 or a 9.5, or maybe it even gets to that close to 10 out of 10. But again, like I know everyone can look at this subjectively and give a fair rating. Like I don't think this is anywhere lower than an 8 out of 10. But from what we've seen, because he can be very ruthless as it abides by the law, right? I mean, shooting a hot shot round into someone's mouth, I mean, that's pretty freaking brutal. Tossing your second in command, from the 76th floor, throwing mama off the 200th floor. Like, I mean, he doesn't care, because like, you're facing my judgment. I am the law, and I'm going to give you the final judgment, whatever I deem necessary. Right. So as we see, numerous times in this movie, he's not afraid to give that punishment, those consequences out. But there again, like seeing him,
he doesn't have a choice. The law is the law.
Right. But seeing the opposite of him of him, right, with those 4 judges that are corrupted, like, is he immune to that same corruption? And again, like, not saying because he's a clone and whatnot that he would be, but it's like, do we ever think that he could be corrupted, or is he so stern in his belief of the law that he is incorruptible?
Again, his reality is the law. That the decision making and really thinking is the law. The law is in charge.
Yeah.
He is the tool that delivers the law until the end, where he becomes someone who does the right thing, the just thing. That's again, it's a change in agency between tool of law to now you have your own agency. You decide what is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was gonna say, so yeah, I give it like a solid 8.5 to 9.
Choke on it, Dredd.
Choke on that.
9
good one-liner.
choke shots, yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, that about covers all the masculinity in Dredd. So if you haven't, Gooch is law.
He is the law.
Hate that guy.
Yeah, God.
He is sponsored by Manscaped as much as this stream is as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Shout out to the law.
No, I just want to say this movie wouldn't happen if Mama was smarter and just shot Kay.
Yeah.
Yep. Would have solved a lot of issues, but not all villains are that smart. Even though she is a menace, as we talked about.
Again, she thinks it through. She's like, okay, he's gonna confess. I'm gonna shoot the judges. Are you high? Shoot Kay, the easy target, and they go, hey, well, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, she
again, movie needed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, she states that you've cost me more than anything up to this point. So, I mean, he got what was coming for him. We all know that he was gonna die eventually. But I guess I have a couple lasting questions. One would be, do we think that? I mean, I feel like I already know the answer to this because I know what my answer would be. But Do we feel like modern audiences would accept this type of stoic masculinity, if it wasn't wrapped in violence? And do we, would this movie do better than it did now than it did in 2012?
I think it would do better. I mean, assuming that it's marketed properly, it would do better now. No, I have little doubt that it would do better now. There would probably be some people who would, complain about it. But
sure.
I think you can make this movie today.
Yeah, I think it would be more compelling today, because if you look at the time in which this came out, there were plenty of options that you could watch movies where you saw masculinity and kind of an absolute view of the
Later
world
Dax.
and things like that.
Have a good night, brother.
But now it would be, a cool cup of water in a desert of bullshit. And so it would, by word of mouth, be successful, if nothing else.
That's right. I think the problem is marketing. Like I went to go see Shadow Force. Shadow Force, a trailer, that is the worst trailer I've seen in 2025. Shadow Force is actually a fun film, and the marketing is horrible because in the film they have female agents, male agents. The female agents, they get their asses kicked the entire film, but the trailer seems like Kerry Washington's some kind of girl boss character. No, during the film, all the male characters actually win. But the marketing is terrible, and no one's talking about Shadow Force. I'm like, no, this is an actual good film, but the marketing, no one's talking about it because we're too busy bitching about Snow White and Thunderbolts and whatever coming out.
Lesser films, yeah.
Is that the sequel to Megaforce?
Nah, but Shadow Force, it's a surprisingly good film where it's like the female agents are actually losing to the male agents in the film.
But that's physics. I mean, that doesn't make a good movie. That just makes physics.
Well, because I'm so used to seeing Kerry Washington losing to guys because I'm so used to like female characters beating guys.
But that's a dropping of stand. Oh my gosh, women actually lost to men. How revolutionary! Let's all go see that. No, bitch, I don't need to see that.
I was good enough for that.
I'm glad to hear that, but at the same time,
thank you.
I don't know if that makes the movie.
Yeah, that's not an endorsement.
What's the point? But it's getting the marketing. Because we're too busy hearing about the terrible films getting all the marketing.
Well, to be fair, any film that's coming out right now is a terrible film. So yes, they get the marketing because that's what they're putting out.
Like how good can Shadow Force be when G20's out there?
I love it.
Exactly.
Well,
or Velocipaster.
Yes.
Well, come on.
Or I think Nadia's favorite film that just came out was the new Final Destinations movie.
Yeah.
So
that's only because she's waiting on the sequel to Velocipaster.
That's right. That's right.
Which, granted, I mean, it's a Final Destination movie, but it has the funniest moment I've seen all year is in the new Final Destination movie. Holy crap! Yeah. I rewound that part 4 or 5 times.
I haven't seen it yet, but I don't care.
There's a part where a girl gets.
I know, yeah.
She's walking past one of those city distributed trash cans, and there's kids playing soccer, and one of them kicks the ball. It hits her in the head so hard that it knocks her right into the trash can, and it looks absolutely hilarious. It is so jarring. Oh my gosh, I was dying.
I went to see. I was in a theater that was sold out, and the entire audience erupted during that scene.
I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
I hate that my 17-year-old started laughing as a girl was getting killed.
Yeah, and the thing is, I actually think it results in probably the most horrifying looking death. Like everyone built up the one with the machine or whatever, the MRI machine. I'm like, that one I thought was just kind of standard Final Destination stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it looked kind of silly. The garbage truck one I think is way more like relatable and scary.
Yeah.
But how it's facilitated is so funny, and I don't know if the movie wants you to laugh. It just looks so freaking funny.
The director,
anyway.
Well,
Holy
I guess
crap,
the director said that at this point, Gore, that Final Destination, they've turned it into like a comedy Fast and Furious film. They embrace the fact that it's so over the top. Like, just, you know what? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's the funniest thing so far, but understand, Gord, Ironheart is coming out.
That's true. That is
very
true.
soon. I don't know if you guys know
It'll
that.
be
but,
iconic.
That's the comedy series of
the
this year, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
The most iconic figure comes out next month, guys. So just relax. We'll be all right.
Well, one thing Nick and Gordon knows is what's really masculine was Tony Todd. Tony Todd looked into the camera. He gave a final goodbye to the audience. That was Tony Todd looked into the camera and said, "Hey guys, yeah, I'm dying of cancer. I know it, and like, bye."
Yeah. It's like, okay.
We'll just wind it down here. Go through the round table, see what we got going on. Gord, what you up to for the rest of this week?
So I believe tomorrow I will be popping in on Nadia's stream. I can't remember what it's for, actually. I think it might be like her anniversary. On YouTube.
Anniversary, yeah.
I'll be there too for a little bit, yes.
I couldn't remember if it was that or she hit like a milestone or something. But yeah, okay. And then Wednesday, I am dropping my first of my retouched, re-upload videos on the new main channel. It's my Captain America video. I spent a good amount of time like fixing it up. I think it's a good deal better. I mean, it's more or less the same script, but there's a lot of little added details. I'm quite pleased with how it turned up. That'll be dropping on Wednesday. Nice.
Hey, go check out Gord's new channel. YouTube hit him with some bullshit, and got him demonetized for some egregious reason.
They put it in the ISO cube.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But little did they know I had a bigger channel.
Their fault. I wanted to point out Jamma's concert. People are thirsty for this shit, and oh my god, the far leftoids would be losing it, and that'd be glorious if this movie were being made today. Yeah, and I know that again, there's this rumor that there's this sequel show that is coming out, and I mean, look, if they are able to stay true to what this movie was able to do, with out any bullshit propaganda, hidden agenda-driven messages, just give us exactly what we got. Well, minus the plot holes, but give us the finer moments of what we got here in this movie in a TV show, that would have to be like rated R or MA, whatever you want to call it. Like, well, it'll be great, and I guarantee you, if they're able to do that, which again, I know all of us probably are skeptical to a certain extent, but
yes,
I mean, we could have a great series to talk about, to discuss on streams or make content off of, which is, I know what we all want. I mean, nothing would please us more than to be like, holy shit, this Dredd show is absolutely great. Karl Urban hasn't lost a beat at being Judge Dredd. Like, he's better than ever. Like, it would be awesome to talk about all that and to actually give that type of feedback. Will it happen?
We'll see.
We'll find out.
As I say, I mean, if I could shit gold bricks, then my bank account would be huge.
Yeah.
However, the likelihood of that is about the same as Amazon putting out a good
Amazon,
series.
call Vince Gilligan, see if he's busy. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll get excited.
Like Amazon spends $500 million on fucking Lord of the Rings.
Oh God,
that's not Lord of the Rings.
I know.
Oh, love it.
These guys, you guys can't make a Dredd TV show where you spend $500 million on the Rings of Power.
I love it. This scene is for you.
Got it. Peachtree's is the manufacturing base for all the slow-mo in Mega City 1.
Since you like that point.
It's not piss if it's done with love.
Exactly.
That's
the
true.
only message we need.
Yeah, that's just a
Dredd
kink.
is
It's fine.
justice. Absolutely, Niet. And it's that simple. And if you can't give us that message, then you've lost the plot.
Well, they can't. So there we go. We fixed that.
I mean, we hope that they can, but time will tell. And Prophetic Empathetic says Ironheart will save Disney.
It will.
Oh boy.
I mean, Acolyte saved Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So didn't Endor.
That was the #1 2024 comedy series. Yeah, it was excellent.
Yeah, Endor, man.
Just as Iron Man had no heart, Ironheart will have no man.
Yes. That's because they don't need no man.
No.
Ideology first.
Mm-hmm.
Blair, what you got going on for the rest of this week?
Tomorrow, I'm going to be on with Jacob Ironside. We're going to be doing Deep Space Nine, Season 4, Episode 1, the one where Worf comes into the show. Oh. And then Thursday, I'm on with Roman of the Empire. We're doing the Legion movie from 2010.
Okay, nice.
That's a good one.
I haven't watched that in a while. Yeah.
They had a short-lived series on Sci-Fi about it too. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Chippy says, "I'm hoping Ironheart is funny bad and not upsetting bad." Peak Marvel.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I have a feeling it's gonna be all of that.
all bad. Well,
Well, no,
kinds
it'll
of
be
bad.
funny bad, but it'll be upsetting bad too.
yeah, well, it's funny because my trailer reaction video got I'd say a decent number of views and a lot of comments on it because it is a hot talking point right now, and I'm debating on putting myself through that just to talk about it and make videos on and laugh at it potentially. I had a comment on that video that out of everything I said about Ironheart, picked out the fact that I said I liked Sinners even though most people I know did not like it. Like he picked that. I was like, oh, what do you mean you didn't like Sinners? And I was like, bro, I have a fucking
What kind of
review
people are
on
you
it,
associating with?
Yeah, like I'm gonna make I'm gonna make or I have made a video reply to that because why not? But yeah, it's I think Ironheart's going to be really interesting. I think that is going to be like the new Acolyte version of talking points and videos being made.
Oh, it's going to be at least as hilarious as Acolyte because again, the
100%.
reason that Acolyte was hilarious is that I don't give a fuck about any of those characters. Right? They are all just made up things that Disney wants to have. That, you know, it wasn't nearly as offensive as like the Kenobi series, which was just, oh, you know, these people you like, we're going to shit all over them. Again, with Ironheart, I don't give a damn about this girl. So go ahead and show the red ass. I'm just going to laugh.
Yeah. So the fruit doesn't like hot fruit. I'll never understand this culture.
What the hell? That's Leon.
Did Leon get into your vodka again?
Probably. That was funny.
Wrong chat. Sorry, Leon, I love you, man. You thought your Moxie stream? Leon, it's okay. You wanted to stay in here longer. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
No hard feelings, my man.
He likes
Blue,
to
what you
look
got
at
going
the
on this
men.
week?
I don't know, Nick. I'm just everywhere.
Living life.
Exactly. No, because I've been slowing down like YouTube because like, you know, it's I have fun hanging out with you, and of course Nadia. She hates me because I keep watching Last of Us, so I'm like 4 videos behind Last of Us, and I'm actually looking forward to like with Leon. I'm hoping Disney can one time in my lifetime you don't fuck up one thing. I'm looking forward to one movie this year. Please don't butcher this. So I'll try to.
Wait, what was that? I missed
Lilo
it.
and Stitch.
Yes, please, just one thing you just not butcher. But no, Nick, I just finished some working about Lords of Fallen with my friend. That I finished, and I'm like, I want to start gaming more. Just everything takes time, man. Like I bought Expedition 33, but I haven't had a chance to play it. My kid's like, Dad, this game is fantastic. Yeah, I'm like, it's so great to be 17 again and not have any responsibilities. He's got like 60 hours into the game. He's, Dad, this game is fantastic. Yeah, you know, you little bastard.
I mean, I beat it in 24 hours of game time.
Yeah.
So like, and I've been debating and doing a new game plus on like the expert difficulty. But you know, yeah, like there's just other games I'm playing.
I know you see it too, man. I know Charlie Cox's voice, and that dude looks just like Robert Pattinson. I swear to God, I'm like. So no, I might start doing shorts this week because I'm so backed up on videos. But you know, every video takes time, and Gordon knows this. You know this, Nick Goodwin. We're all here. Like these videos take time, and like when you're working 66 hours a week, like
yeah.
So, but no, I want to put out a Lilo Stitch video this week. It just depends on how busy I am because Nadia's having me, you know, watching Last of Us. Oh, God.
Yeah, I unfortunately will be. Well, I don't say unfortunately, but I'm taking a little bit of a mini vacation, which I haven't taken in some time. But I'll be out Thursday night, driving to North Carolina and coming back Monday. We're leaving at like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll be able to see the new Mission Impossible or Lilo and Stitch.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they come out this weekend. I guess like Mission Impossible is like 3 hours long. That's why I heard Vex was talking about. She's like, hey, I took a kind of step back from YouTube because in top of my kid, a week from today for Leon's, my kid turns 18, and that's a big deal. My sister's.
Yeah.
My sister just had my nephew. Like I've got so much stuff going on. Like it's hard. I love YouTube, Nick, but like, damn, these videos take so many hours upon hours when when life gets in the way. Like, and after work on my kid's birthday, it's like, I want to make more videos, but I got to take care of real life first.
100%, man. 100%. Biggie says, will Ironheart be able to touch the lofty peak of media that is the rings of power?
Mount Doom is a steep climb.
I mean, the sea is always right. You can't argue with that.
Yeah.
But it's not iconic like Ironheart is. So
yeah.
Look who it is.
He can stand for something else. So.
Look who it is. It's
Leighton Gay.
It's the best fish. Leighton Gay.
Why are you gay?
That's
good
for
fishy.
10 days in the ISO cubes.
10 days in the ISO cube. That's your judgment.
Law and order.
It's final. Good one. What you got going on this week?
I think the only thing I've got coming up is Niat with the movie nights with Niat. On Friday, Man of Steel. And boy, am I going to be shitting on some Snyder Bros.
Oh my God.
Me. Just kidding. I lied.
God, I wish we could get B.A. Turner to join. Let's go.
Jay.
Platoon is far too polite. I'll knock that bitch around with my testicles.
Jay. Leon loves Man of Steel.
I know, and I'm fuck him up. Oh, he's
and
gonna cry.
He likes the movie too.
Listen,
he loves hard men.
It's been something that I wondered if we would ever discuss here on Man of Steel. But
listen, that's a.
It's a. I mean, if you ever think that you want to cover movies that are kind of the contrast of masculinity,
Poor Henry Cavill.
Snyder Bros versus men. That's a good contrast.
Yeah, Jay, you see, Snyder fans are a fucking cult. Oh
yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Godzilla X Kong and Snyder Bros. The Venn diagram is like just a single circle.
I accept Godzilla's stupid, but I like it.
Did you
Find
miss
to
the
like
whole
something
thing?
stupid. It's
yeah,
totally
you can like
fun
that
if you
shit.
like it, but it's the ones that can't handle when you actually criticize it objectively that are like, what's wrong with you people?
No, I was like, I like. Listen, I saw the last Godzilla and Kong movie like in theater. Like
I saw it in IMAX.
I saw the one before the last one of the
I've seen them
Godzilla
all,
Kong ones, and I was like, it was dumb. I was like, it's dumb fun, but I was like, it's not something I'd probably like watch again. But I was like, I had a decent enough time laughing at it, and having a good time with some of the special effects. But I was like,
as soon as Godzilla suplexed King Kong, the whole theater lost it. Like we got exactly what we paid for.
Oh, 100%, man. Like,
what are you talking about? Baby Monkey Club? That's
one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah.
200 people.
Brazil,
people were clapping
pyramids, destroyed the Coliseum. I mean, like,
no, Baby Monkey Club. That is when you go, okay, well, there you go. That was the thing.
King Kong's got a dentist.
This movie was sponsored by the dental organization.
It's called Godzilla Supernova.
Oh well, okay, like fishy. -1 is a complete.
No, yeah, we're not talking about -1.
Yeah,
no. Godzilla X Kong.
We will be discussing -1 at some
point.
-1
is an excellent movie.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. The sequel's coming out soon.
Godzilla X Kong is not.
Yes, that is very true.
Will the sequel be called -2, or will it go upward and be called Godzilla Zero? Or...
Yeah.
That's a good.
Well, you had -1 minus color.
They're smart. They're bringing back everybody. The director, the cast, the writers, production, the entire team is coming back from -2, whatever it's called.
Yeah. As far as what I've got going on this week, so like Gord said, I will be on Horror with Nad's channel tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. She'll be talking about an array of things, and
she's going to be talking about Ray and things. Oh my god,
she might. Okay,
Ryan, yeah.
Palpatine, Skywalker, which
Ryan,
Ray?
Ryan Johnson things.
Rian
Ruin Johnson things.
Ruin.
Racism.
racism things. Who knows?
Every time she mentions
Final
it,
Destination, I'm sure. I'm not too sure what else we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
But, and then I believe I will be, sorry. I believe I will be playing Helldivers 2 again. This time with Cinevere.
Nice.
11 p.m. Eastern. We're going to kill a lot of bots, bugs, and squids for Super
Democracy.
Earth.
For America.
For America. For Super Earth. For democracy.
Yeah. You made a 5-hour stream. I was like, oh my God.
I'm bringing her. Oh, dude, that was nothing, man. I could.
I love Helldivers.
Yeah, that's a game I could play all day.
I took a break, but the updates are awesome, man. Yeah.
Night, Molly. I hope you feel better. Watch Judge Dredd again. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Wait, Molly. Let me do it this way.
Good night, Molly Cardinal. Smeagol says, I hope you feel better.
Pretty precious.
My precious.
That's kind of creepy, though. But anyway, that happened.
Yeah,
Who
why
cares?
are you purring? That isn't all right. What the hell?
Let's see. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, I will be with ABF on his channel, 7 p.m. For Trigger Happy. And then, I'll be off Thursday through Monday until next Monday's
real life.
Massive Monday stream. We're talking about Saving Private Ryan, not Saving
Ryan's Privates.
but not that film.
But yeah.
I
mean, they're both masterpieces.
Listen, yeah.
But yes, Saving Private Ryan, because it is Memorial Day, and I just figured it would be,
apropos.
Yeah, apropos to do something for our memorial, all of our soldiers who fought to make this country great.
America.
It is a great country, America. There's a film about that.
There is, yeah. Saving Ryan's Privates is more about
Yes.
the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah. Yeah. Something does get invaded. Not blood, but another substance that will not be named.
I just hope the setting is not in a bay of pigs.
Oh, God.
Might be
Some
in a
people
bay
are
of
into
something,
that.
though. Chikasha AI Music says, in the comic, he got a pet robot that keeps up his apartment. He has a clone of him, which is like kind of like
All
a
right.
son.
Blue, do you want to do it or you want me to?
Go ahead.
It's Chickashaw.
Oh, Chikasha. Look, it's Guccianese that somehow spreads to you from time to time. Like, but no, that's actually pretty interesting.
It's a spooky ghost.
Shaving Ryan's Privates. Yeah, there we go, Sherry.
That was the one with Sean Connery.
I shaved mine.
Shaving
Shaving
Ryan's
Ryan's
Privates.
Privates.
What do you mean it's not tender enough? What do you mean it's not smooth?
We got Adam Gray.
It gives D-Day a whole new meaning.
Kind of late now, Adam.
Look who it is. The ghost.
Fucking time.
Exactly.
What is this? Crossfire. You'll be caught up in the...
Stop that.
No, okay, sorry. Cindy, Fish, sorry, Mr. Stream. I appreciate the like. I appreciate it. If you want to go back and watch it, you can, of course.
Why
But,
are you giving them an option? It's the law.
That's true. Listen, be here 9 p.m. Eastern every Monday night.
You watch this shit, or you're going to spend some time in the ISO cubes.
Yeah. And next time, you
Part of your
mentioned
assessment.
find yourself on the beach of Normandy going first.
Yeah.
The line of fire.
You'll be shaving Ryan's Privates.
I appreciate that. I do. But that'll do it. I'll put a nice little outro video for the stream. I appreciate everyone that has watched at some point in time, and there's like 155 people still watching between X and YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much.
Awesome, man.
I appreciate all the likes, the new subs. If you're watching this on replay, you're new to the channel, it's free to hit the subscribe button. It's not costing you. I'm not trying to get money out of you. But if you don't, you will find yourself in an ISO cube. You will be judged, quite harshly.
It's judging time.
Yeah, but not by myself, but by all the judges out there. And I'll see you next week here on The Plot Strikes Back.
Bye.
Masculine Mondays #5, Saving Private Ryan.
This is Judge Dredd. Mama is not the law. I am the law. Mama is a common criminal, guilty of murder, under sentence of death. You have been warned. And as for you, Mama...